go live. Let's see if everything works. Should be Gucci. In theory. Look at this. Excellent connection, it says. Excellent connection.
Do I need to record my own audio?
No, why? This is live streaming. God, why did I invite you? Fuck me. I've never regretted a life choice so quickly in my life.
Okay.
Let's see. Is this actually live now? I'm waiting
Yeah, it is.
people to react to things. With brand new art.
Let me pull up this movie.
Do it. Hello, chat.
Hello,
I guess
chat.
I think there's chat there already, so we should be cool.
Yeah, there's a couple.
It's a couple of them. I mean, normally I have those one, not planned, like scheduled, but I wasn't sure how accurate I can be.
That's okay. I get nervous when there's a bunch of viewers.
Oh no. So just probably gonna get people some time to arrive. Let's see here.
I don't pray. It's my favorite line.
Nice. With brand new art. So let's get this out of there.
Monkey nipples.
They say the word simp twice in that movie.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And I was like, now I'm curious what that means at that time.
It's
And
only
just means
simpleton.
Simpleton, yeah. I thought something like this. I was like, wait, did he just say simp?
Yeah. And then they say it again. They're like, holy shit, they're saying simp.
They're like way ahead of their time. God damn. You hear wise metal here. Porcus, fix this. I mean, if Nicolas Cage says that, I mean, you kind of have to.
I fucking love your movies.
Yeah, sorry for shitting on that other one on my other stream. Sorry about that.
Which one did you shit on another stream?
Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, well, that one's bad.
Fucking so trash.
Yeah. Oh, man. Seriously, though, Pig and Mandy are two of his best films, hands down. You can't even fucking argue any other ones. They are his best. They're the best of that year. Because he tended to do 10 at a time in a year. But they're all very good.
He does tend to do a lot of shit movies, though.
Oh, yes, he does.
A lot of
when
poopy.
Mr. Taxman comes knocking, he's, Bruce Willis taking after him now. That's some good shit.
God damn.
He's got terrible movies out. I've seen a couple of them, just out of curiosity.
Of course. Not because you wanted to or anything.
Yeah, definitely not. I definitely did not watch Apex 6 times.
Did you watch Face Off? Isn't that another one of his? Or is that someone else? No, it wasn't. Face Off.
Actually, I don't think I've seen that one.
I think it's one of the other
it's a
meme
classic.
ones.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the meme ones. Face Off.
That's the one with Danny
Nicolas Cage.
DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Let's see. Nicolas Cage,
No, that's twins.
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
John Travolta.
Moses in the house. Moses in the house.
Oh boy.
I love that movie. The Fanatic is a great movie. John Travolta's best performance. I would say it even beats him as the woman in Hairspray.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he plays a mom in Hairspray.
I don't even know that movie. But hey,
It's a musical.
I know who I'm going to call when I'm watching my next Nicolas Cage movie.
I fucking love Nicolas Cage.
He's a fun one. He is a fun one. That's for sure. Anyway, hello. As you can see, my face is gone. People, rejoice. You don't need to see my real face on these Metal Forges anymore. You're going to be so excited about that. Because now we have this epic new layout, which is epic as fuck.
I can turn on my cam if you want.
No, this is gonna ruin the stream. Like,
So you're saying that I
layout-wise.
don't. So you're saying that I don't have to use my webcam and I don't record my own audio files on my side?
You're
What is
correct.
this? I thought this is a professional thing we're doing here.
It is, and I don't want any of our faces to be on this, so it's still looking nice. No, the only reason I had my face on the other ones because it was just something on the screen, I guess. So it looks nicer that way. Because this was like the bare bones ones, like background, camera, chat, that's it. But now we have this. We have the logo. We have the everything. It's fantastic.
It's hot.
All made by Omega Ridley, absolute legend. Really nice layouts. I dig them a lot. It's good shit. It was way worth the wait, for sure. Now we need to get rid of your voice. That's not how this is gonna work. That's just mean. That's just hateful. But yeah, we have like all the things going on. I can do like a little overlay like this. That is the wrong button.
Classic.
Classic. This one. So now we can have like moving things in the background. You see that? That is sound. We don't want the sound. But we have like the moving things in the background. And yes, I stole those ideas from the EFABs.
What? No.
Yeah, because why not learn the lessons that have already been learned? But yeah, this is got some ideas from there, but I made sure it looks different, of course, because I wanted something cool that's like Forge-like and industrial. And I think it looks very good, and I'm very happy with it, and it's really nice.
It's very cool.
Leave chat alone. No, you. You leave chat alone. But yes, I'm not alone today, if you couldn't tell already. If you couldn't, I don't know what's wrong with you, because there's clearly two voices here.
Was I not supposed to say anything yet until you introduced me?
No, you're fine. So this is an EFAB ripoff. No. Yeah, Porcus. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. You're joining me for this movie that you picked.
Uh-huh.
How's it going? How's the things?
It's going pretty good.
Nice.
I don't have a dog anymore.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, you fostered the dog and gave him.
Yeah. He's got a forever home now. He's doing good.
Okay,
he's got
nice.
He's got a nice new mom. Yeah.
You're gonna get another one like this?
God, I hope so.
Nice.
Because I'm already missing somebody. I need something else with a heartbeat in my house, or else I'm gonna go insane. I think I have separation anxiety.
Oh no.
That's okay though.
Can I go to the forever home instead of the dog?
Actually, I do my phone. I'm gonna post a photo in our call.
Sure. I don't think I have anything set up to show that on stream though. I'm afraid.
It's fine.
Me, I want EFAB. Mom, we have EFAB at home. EFAB at home. Hey, you know what? Fuck you. It's a good one though. Appreciate that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, dogless. I've got a lot more time.
Yeah.
What else? I'm not driving anywhere. Gas is expensive. What else? Putin's a pretty cool guy.
No.
Oh, wait, that's right. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. Cancelled after finally getting the new overlay immediately. Oh, boy.
You just changed the name of the channel to Forged Metal.
No, it's not the real one.
You could even fix that in Photoshop. Just cut it in half, flip it. You're good.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'll do that. If I get cancelled, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
And Metal Twitter it. Putin is a pretty cool guy. And at Putin at Russia. Oh, Jesus.
At Kremlin.
Finally some standard with Porcus here. Oh no, what is happening? This is gonna
Hell
go
yeah.
downhill quick.
I'm your new co-host, bitch.
Oh no, Jesus Christ.
Hey, we're checking out a new movie tonight. It's called Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Ow, ow.
Yes.
You're going down, buddy.
Oh man.
So black and white movies, huh?
Yeah, that's how it is.
They're wild, huh? So actually, cool fact about black and white movies. In black and white film, they had to paint faces and do makeup in such a way so that it would actually show up on the black and white film, because it wasn't done the same way as color. They couldn't just throw extra black on. They had to throw on like yellow and purple, and they looked like fucking clowns. So anyway, while you're watching this movie next time or some other black and white, think about how ridiculous they look on stage or on set.
I saw some colored pictures of the movie though. Is there like a colored version of this movie, or are there just like photos?
There might be. It might be recolored photos.
Okay.
I'm honestly not sure. They might have done a color version.
Yeah, I haven't checked. I
that
just
much.
randomly saw pictures on Google that's a thing.
Oh, they may have also been promotional material.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, normally I talk about like, hey, how did you start your channel stuff and things? But you know what? You're not a filthy YouTuber, so
Yet.
I can yet. Time's still
Give it enough time.
young.
Yeah. Have I told you? I probably shouldn't talk about that here.
Okay. Fantastic. But no, because
if anybody's in the server that's far away, I do host movie nights.
Oh, right. Yeah, you do.
Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST, EDT, whatever it is in my time zone. Go fuck yourself. Basically, I just need enough time to eat, and then I start the movie. But it's usually every week at that same time. We watch all kinds of movies. A couple weeks ago, we watched Titane, whatever that is. Some French movie about some lady who fucks a car and then gives birth to a Antichrist demon metal baby. It's fucking awesome. It was awesome, and I loved it.
I think I saw the Red Letter Media coverage of it, or they talked about it.
It's fucking awesome.
Sound pretty shit. No, it sounds like nothing that interests me. I actually have no idea if it's good or bad.
But we watch a lot of different shit. We actually started watching some French New Wave stuff. I've got a Criterion channel, or a Criterion collection subscription, so all those old-ass movies that you never see anywhere.
Oh,
we watch a couple of those. Some good foreign shit.
Cool. So yeah, go check that out. I think there's an extra channel for it and everything. I forgot the name of it. Sorry.
I don't know either.
I host it, but I don't know what it's called.
Jabba's Palace? I don't know. I can give you a roll. You'll get a ping.
That child was Metal's new layout. Nice one. But yeah, people are wondering, who's this Porcus guy? Who are the other people that I know from all the other things? It's like, first of all, it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah, fuck you. You don't know my name.
But second of all, also one of the old guard from back on the Twitch days when Mauler was still doing Twitch. So,
yeah.
Did you? I legit forgot. Did you first get to Mauler's Twitch or mine?
Oh, Mauler's definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. That was when we were still doing TeamSpeak channels.
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
I think that was probably the first time that Maulard played BioShock Infinite.
Oh,
2015.
Nice. Yeah, that seems about right.
Summer 2015.
7 years.
Yeah.
It's been wild. It's a long time. So yeah.
Fucking wild.
I mean, you've probably seen Porcus in the gaming EFABs sometimes, and in my gaming Twitch streams, the drunk ones. the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are always pretty fun. Porcus was the guy who played a song when the table keyboard. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
I
that.
don't remember that.
Oh, it's in my highlights because it's funny as fuck. It's when you hit your table and then music started playing on
Oh
Spotify.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Good
was good
times.
stuff.
Old keyboard.
Yeah, you just hit the
Yeah.
table like slightly, and it's like, God damn it, stop playing music. It's always the same song as well. Forgot which one, but it was pretty funny.
Was it How Will I Know?
Probably.
Whitney Houston? It was either that or Mariah Carey.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I sold that keyboard to some unsuspecting fool on Craigslist.
You piece of shit.
I tried to fix it first, and I think I did fix it. I just can't guarantee that
Oh, okay.
fixed it. But yeah, I just didn't. I got a bigger one. You always got to get a bigger keyboard. I got fat hands. I got thickened fingers.
Thickens.
I gotta sausage my way around a keyboard.
Smorsage.
Big keys.
Nice, nice. But yeah, I think I might as well just hop right into it because
Sure, why not?
this is a pretty dense movie. I didn't expect it to drop a duty on me like this with this crazy dense movie. But you know what? I'm all for it because I really like that movie.
So
And I think I'm gonna rewatch it in the future because I think a second watch through is gonna be interesting.
I assume this is spoilery, right? We're allowed to talk about things that may ruin a first-time viewer's experience.
Yeah, I mean, obviously spoilers. I mean, I never say
Okay.
it because I think it's kind of obvious because
Okay.
it's just how it goes. We just talk about the movie.
Good.
So yeah, we just
I guess the first thing that I would say is how do you feel the movie what do you think the movie was about? That's what I want to know because I think that's fascinating.
so
Finding out what other people think what this movie's about.
okay. So first of all, when I started watching it, I was like, I don't fucking know what's happening, dude. Like, what is happening? Why is this all so insane? And how are they all still walking in a straight line after all these whiskey and gin and brandy? Like, I'm impressed by that, but that's beside the point. So if we go like all the way at the end, I think it's about Martha and George, which are our protagonists, having a meetup with those two, with that other pair, which we never get a name for.
Yeah.
And first, it's weird because if you go through it, it's like, oh, it's just because she's flirty with the other guy, but clearly likes her husband still. So it's like a territorial thingy, like she invited someone over that she clearly wants to fuck. But they try to get over that, and then we get like other stuff from all the characters. But in the end, I think it's just about them trying to have a baby 16 years ago, which never happened. And as a coping mechanism, they pretended to be they had a child that wasn't there or ran away all the time. But were never allowed to talk about it to strangers because it was like their little coping mechanism. And when she started to tell other ones, there was like the golden rule the golden rule she broke, and then all hell breaks loose and they start shitting on each other and talking about how bad everyone is. And at the end, George, quote unquote, kills the boy or the child they not really have, as it means to move on from now on.
Definitely. So it's, yeah, I mean, you nailed most of the plot points, but I think there's a lot of subtext in there that might get lost
Oh,
by
absolutely.
not being there in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if I may, the way that it plays out at the beginning, if you're looking for those triggers, those little things that they do to each other, you might be able to infer that this has kind of been going on for years.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
This is a game that they play.
Yep.
And the game whenever they get to the end or the most current bit of whatever they've made in that game of having their kid, they now have to make up a new thing because it's a part of the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fucking wild when you think about it, because they've been playing this game for 16 fucking years. And
Yeah.
then sometime at dinner, she let it slip. And then they had to make up some reason for the babysitter. Oh, did you have to get a babysitter? Oh, yes, we've got a babysitter at home. It's okay. You
Yeah.
have to go to the babysitter. Oh, then it's a convenient excuse. Ooh. Oh, it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's I think it's very much a love story in a very complicated, tangled web of just broken people.
Yeah.
Who
like all four people are like
emotions
fucked
terribly.
up in some regard.
Oh yeah.
And not only because of the alcohol, like in life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because it's crazy. But yeah, because I guess we could just go through the movie, because I just wrote down like where we start, because I just want to talk about how the actors are, because the actors are fucking fantastic.
Oh my god.
The performances are so good. Like, holy shit.
So I think, if I remember right, Elizabeth Taylor was a 35-year-old woman playing a 55-year-old woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
and she had to gain 30 pounds for the movie, I think.
Oh.
And they did her makeup up to make her look older. They were going to use an older actress, but they didn't think that they could find an older actress who could portray a vivacious, potent female lead like Elizabeth Taylor could. So they just made her look older.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
And this is adapted from a stage play written by Albert, I think. I don't remember. But he's got a couple of interviews. He's actually still alive. He's got a couple of interviews on YouTube right now that are very cool.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'll have to find some links and I'll send them to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So actually, it's posited by many circles that this movie was actually written, or I'm sorry, that this stage play was written for two male main characters, and it was to portray a dynamic in a different sense of two males being two very masculine people in a relationship dealing with this kind of stuff. But it came out so long ago that they couldn't do that, or at least that's what the thought was. Mm-hmm. But the writer actually came out a long time ago, or probably shortly after they revived it a couple times on stage. He came out and said that there's no ties to any same-sex marriage or anything. It's just two people who are in love. What gender they are, who gives a shit? They just happen to be male and female in this movie version. They could easily do it any way that they wanted to. It's just two people. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's some nice info. I liked it. So yeah, we basically start like with the opening credits, I guess, which we just see, well, a pair, which we already know are Martha and George. They're just leaving a house, so you can see them kind of, well, mostly her. You can mostly see her like kind of wobbling. And you can already tell, it's like, oh, they were probably in a party. She had a few drinks, kind of tipsy. The reason I highlight that is like, why is that? What does that matter? It's like, you can tell they haven't spoken a word at all. You just see them walk home. And you can see by the way they're walking, like, she's clearly like kind of tipsy. Just casually walking around. It feels like a walk home that I would have after I had drinks on the party, and it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go home. And it's like, oh, hey, I'm moving now. Like it's circulating.
The only thing that's missing in this scene is both of them holding like stuffed sandwiches from some truck.
Yeah, or
just down the road, and they're on a college campus. They just came back from a faculty party. Mm-hmm. They're like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and
drunk as shit.
I just like it because you can clearly tell what's going on. It's like, oh, they're from a party. They had drinks, or at least she had drinks. I think he is still pretty good on foot by now. At the time, But yeah, you see them go in, and she has like a cigarette and stuff. But yeah, it's you can see. And what I like about this beginning scene in general, um, they just have like some banter really. Like there's nothing insane about it, but it just feels like a just
You're coming
natural.
into an argument,
Yeah, no,
sort
no,
of,
but
that
before
they've been
that,
having
it's just
throughout the
like
night.
it feels like they're having a natural conversation.
But
Like
I mean,
it doesn't
yeah,
feel like
I
a
see what you're
it
saying.
doesn't feel like an acted conversation. Like they're just naturally going from here and there. Also, let me just show you guys. So these are our protagonists here. So this is Martha and this is George. Also, look at how they look. They all look nice and clean, uh, with their hair, and they look like neatly dressed and serious. Because over the movie, you can tell their hair goes everywhere. They're just all over the place. It's just another really nice touch in the movie.
There's a very strong visual degradation as the night goes on.
Yes.
Everything just gets fucking wild.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really nice to see. There's a lot of attention to detail. Like stuff like he puts like a bottle of whiskey on the terrace or whatever, or in the staircase. And when we come back later to that scene, like 30, 45 minutes later, it's still there. It's like, oh, it's not important, but it's just like a nice little just like, oh, you're paying attention. It's just nice to
And
see.
I think that is a huge carryover from it being a stage play with a lot of stuff that has to be blocked out like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just translates really well to film. I think a similar example of that would be Bone Tomahawk. That one has a huge stage play feel. Everything feels very deliberate. There's a lot of just like fine detail in the environment and just making you feel like you're watching just some people out in a western town fighting some Indians.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit.
But yeah, they just have like a banter. You can see her getting like I think like a chicken thigh, chicken leg, like some kind of chicken out of the fridge. Put some salt on it. Just have some food, like the midnight munchies after a party. Really, like just feels normal what is happening. Just go to the fridge, get something.
I think specifically she's asking him to know what a specific quote is she's
Yeah,
saying
what?
from a movie that she's seen but doesn't remember.
Yeah, the quote
But like,
was like, "What a dump." Was
yeah,
it?
what a dump. I don't remember what the movie is. It is a real movie.
Okay, because I think George says at some point it's like from Chicago, something
No,
along
no,
those
it's
lines. I don't know.
it's not Chicago.
Yeah, I put on subtitles at some point because at some points I had a hard time understand what they say.
But it's in this time they can't just pull out their phone and be like, "Oh, it was this."
Yeah.
They have to just bicker and bicker and bicker about who this fucking quote's from.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's what and they just go on, and they get in like kind of an argument. I think it's just like, oh, why you're tired? You never do anything on parties anyways. Like, oh, I was doing all kinds of things and I was having a good time. And she I'm sorry. But yeah, they I think they end up in the bedroom, and George is already tired. He's like, oh, I just want to go to sleep. Fuck this. Like, it's late. Like, it's 2 a.m. I think they specifically say it's 2 a.m.
Yes.
And they go
It's either
up.
1 or 2, but yes, it's very late.
Pretty certain it was 2 a.m. But it's not super important. But it's late. Like, it's like bedtime after a party, basically, unless you're going hard. And man, they're going hard tonight. I can tell you that. They're going real hard. Much harder than they would probably expect to go after a good night out. But yeah, they go up to the bedroom, and I think she's just having a piss. And she basically tells him, so, oh yeah, by the way, we're having guests over. It's like, huh? Guests over? It's 2 a.m. Go ahead.
It's not only does she say guests, but he slams something and he says what? And then she says it again, and then he does a thing so that he can't hear what she said again. So she has to say it 3 fucking times.
Oh, really? I didn't even...
Nails. Oh, yeah. Well, you have to see it when it comes up. Guests.
Oh, right. Yeah. Guests.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
yes.
Uh,
Their cleaning up activities are really fascinating.
yeah, they just put stuff
That's my
under.
favorite. I'm sorry, I'm out of. My favorite line's coming up. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm ahead of you. Their cleaning up stuff is just great.
Yeah. I mean, what's a favorite line? Say it.
I don't pray.
I
I think
didn't know.
it was right at the sink.
Oh, okay.
There a couple of times throughout the movie, you'll hear her voice hit that same like delivery tone,
Mm.
and you can kind of tell Richard Burton has like you could like the hair goes up on the back of his neck or something. You can tell he hates it when she does that shit. It's like a visceral reaction. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Um,
There's the guests line right there.
Guests. What do you mean guests? I mean, yeah, I would be surprised too, especially if I didn't know about it. You walk all the way home, and then when you're home, all of a sudden your wife's like, "Oh yeah, we're having guests, by the way." It's like, you kidding me?
By the way, I'm trying to cuck you.
I'm trying to cuck you. Pretty much. But yeah, and then it's like, it's interesting because he asked like, "Oh, who's coming?" It's like, "Oh yeah, just the new pair." He's like
From
in
the math
department or something.
But that's not even right.
That's
it's the
not even
biology
right,
department.
which is fucking hilarious because he goes ham on that other guy at some point. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing in the math department?" It's like, "I'm in the math department, biology."
How do you find that declension? Good, better, best, bested.
Bested. Dude, his line, their lines are like insane, and the delivery, they go just all crazy. Oh, I like this scene a lot. When she comes out of the bathroom and just puts the ice in her mouth, and later on she's like, "Oh, you never put ice in my drink." It's like, "Yeah, he did. Like,
chew it.
You ate it."
You eat it.
And then she just grabs his ice from his drink. And what's also interesting, all through the night, every time he gets her a new drink, there's always ice in it.
Yes, there is.
Every
and she
single
always
time.
Eats it.
Yeah. It's great. There's so many little details that are really interesting to see. As I can see
this
here.
clean up shit, putting cookies on a plate in a drawer.
Oh,
like, what the fuck?
I fucking howled when I saw that. She grabs the plate. She grabs the plate. Let me see if I can get this here. I think I'm already past it.
Yeah, it was just a second ago.
Let me show you guys here for realsies because it's fucking hilarious. She grabs the plate, wants to put it somewhere, I guess. But then, hang on, I think we're coming onto it. There you go. She grabs the thing. It's like, fuck it. I'll put it in the drawer. It's so fantastic. I love it.
Just hiding, and then like for the next couple minutes in the movie, she's just hiding random shit behind stuff.
Oh yeah, she puts
Not
it like
even
under the couch cushions and under the day
behind chairs. And what is she does something with an ashtray. I forget what she does. She dumps it in like a plant or something. It's foul. It's some foul shit.
Yeah, it's great. Like the way that just she throws something behind a recliner or something. It's like, just get it out of sight. It's fine. Just put it away.
And she's cleaning the bedroom, mind you. She knows what she's doing at this
point. Yeah, she already knows. Like, oh, I'm gonna cuck my husband tonight.
Cuck.
Yeah. So already there's so many little things happening. It's great. Like he's lying down the bed, like, oh, I'm just gonna be tired. And it's like I found that scene interesting as well because she's still like, yeah, party. Like I'm going all night, and he's like, oh, I just want to sleep. I'm tired. And they have like a little banter even. Where is it? I lost my mouse. There you go. But yeah, no wait. Before that,
I guess specifically about the camera work. There's a lot of mirror use in the bedroom scenes, like on the bathroom door when she's sitting here doing her makeup.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple other instances of some using reflections and getting mirror images, but I always like the bedroom scene just because of how funny it is and how tight it is and how, like, what's that on the fucking door, by the way?
Wait, let me go back a little bit where it was.
She's up on top of Richard Burton, tickling him, saying the theme or
Oh.
saying the title. There's
Oh.
like a poster on the back of a door.
Hang on, let me go ahead. I don't know. Looks kind of creepy, to be honest. Let me show check.
Looks like
chat.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, it could be like up there. I wouldn't hang that in my bedroom. It's creepy as shit. But yeah, she basically mounts his back, and this girl's like, "Oh," does the whole song "Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf." By the way, does that have any significance, like in real life? Because I'm not aware of that song at all. I thought it was just a funny thing that happened at the party they start to recite.
So Virginia Woolf is, I think, a writer of some kind, or I don't remember her exact context, but the song that she's singing, the real words are "Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?"
Yes.
The nursery rhyme. Okay. So it's just her. It's the kind of joke that smart people at college parties think is funny. I think that's the idea of the title. Is that it's not really funny, but it's funny that they think it is so funny that she has to bring it up 4-5 times in the movie.
Yeah. It's funny because when she brings it up when all the others are here, it's like
she's like,
very
wasn't
different.
Funny, right?
It's very different reactions from every single one of them. It's great to see. It's great to see. But at this point is like still playful. Like you don't even suspect anything is weird. It's like, oh, I guess she had like a good time with that pair. Just invited her over. But she also says like, Daddy told me to be nice to them. And I don't know if we figured out here or a little bit later, her dad is the head of the university they work in.
A little bit later, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's important to bring it up now, just for context. I think with not going too far into the future of the movie.
You like that tilt angle?
Yeah. It's just a little playful. They're like a little banter back and forth. They're bickering each other, but it's still like they hug later on. A little bit, you can see it. And wait, what did he say or she says? Oh shit! No, she does the movie.
It's at 11:55 if you're doing what I'm thinking you're doing.
Hang on, then let me go back real quick. 11:55. Is when she gets. Is that when she gets? When
it's
he
right
gets
when she
offended?
stands up off the bed.
Yeah. Because he doesn't really react how she wants him to. And then she says she makes him puke. No.
Yeah.
He makes her puke. And he just like, well, that's not very nice. But clearly offended. Like he's like, what the fuck? That was rude.
Yeah. Like what? Who raised you?
But they go back to laughing basically straight after, and have like a little hug, and it's actually pretty wholesome. This is like
the emotional swings are kind of wild when you reframe them through the context of the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
but at the beginning, it does feel like a healthy, normal couple, basically.
Yeah,
just somebody who knows how to push buttons and is just having fun late at night. They're both drunk. It's no big deal, but it definitely has a lot more sinister undertones.
Yeah, exactly. Because at this point, it's just like, oh, what's going on? It's just like they have like a little dance. Oh, this is also where she grabs the fucking eyes out of the first drink. Kind of gross, but okay. But yeah, she's like super excited to basically go all night. She's like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna get fucked up. Also, already pretty tipsy at this point. I think George is kind of fine at this point. He just poured himself a drink because he made one for his wife. But yeah, they just love together, and it doesn't seem like they dislike each other. And what I wrote down is, this is probably the quintessential married couple conversation right there.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, so Noah put ice on his calls him. And I think they go, oh right, she tries to kiss him and he refuses, which I found very interesting. Because because I was like, huh, what is going on there? Because I thought they had like a little moment, like why wouldn't they have a little kissy kiss?
I think it's that being withholding, holding the power in the relationship, being able to deny something that he knows that she wants gets him off.
You think so?
And they even bring it up right now.
Yeah, they go right after it. They react to it. It's like, oh, why didn't you kiss me? And he says, if I would kiss her right now, I couldn't contain myself. And he has to take her by force right in the couch and doesn't want to let the guest see that. Which I found to be a really funny reaction to that. Later on, what I thought is maybe he was already aware. He was aware that she had already like a good time with that couple, I guess. You know what I mean?
No. What did you say?
While they were on the party, he already realized that she was onto something with that other husband.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, he knows what's up. Everyone in this scene right now knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah. Also, she's like cleaning up again. She's like putting shit under the couch cushions. Oh yeah, there she just yeeted something into the.
Oh, she puts the cigarette ashtray in the fireplace.
Yeah,
That's
fireplace. I just forgot the name fireplace. That's fine.
Yeah.
This is a tangent, but having like a Duolingo mind just kind of fucks with you sometimes.
Oh, I 100% can understand. Yeah,
just like
definitely
talking to German. It's like, shit. What's the German word for that one again?
Fire holder stack. What's the German word? Okay, right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he says this, like, oh, I don't want to see the guest see that she calls him a pig, and he just says oink oink. Which I found hilarious.
He baits her into shouting at them as he's opening the door.
Yeah,
and I think that is fucking hilarious.
He's like, Gah! Introduce our other couple right there.
Mm-hmm.
There they are.
She's a mousy one, don't you think?
Yeah.
There's more Bray there, that horse.
Nay. No? Okay. So it was alright. It's fine. So yeah, this is a guy or husband. That's how I called them in my notes. And this is wife. Because we never get a name from them in the whole movie. Unless I completely missed it, but I'm pretty sure we don't get it. The dialogue is fantastic. It's a shame what most media try and pass for dialogue nowadays. Yeah, it's insane. The quality in this dialogue is so good.
Thick.
And it's not only the dialogue, it's also how they behave.
I think that's my favorite part about this movie and why it works so good on film is it's not just what they're saying and what is written on what they have to say. It's how they're saying it. It's what they're doing when they're saying it. The inflection, the lighting, the way that they're sitting, how drunk they look, all of it puts on entirely different meanings because the whole movie it's a love story, but it's also about deception. It's about just like power and making sure that you're in control of the narrative. And it's all very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the husband, the Richard Burton, giving him the answers to what it is without having, like, letting him speak for himself just so that he can prove that he's the smartest motherfucker in the room. And then at the end, when he doesn't want to accept his answer, specifically about the painting, he has to make a joke about his wife being a drunk whore. It's like, what do you want from us? Are you a smart guy or are you a cunt?
These fuckers are all savages. Like,
oh my God, ruthless.
This is insane how they go on and on. But yeah, when they go to the door, they already have like this little arguments like, you open the door, no you, no you, no you. And as they already said, they just shout while they open the door. It's just kind of crazy.
So right about when they start serving drinks, you might notice that Richard gets a little bit handsy with the smaller wife or with the younger wife. So he'll butt in between them. He'll put hands where he shouldn't, but not in like a sinister way, but in like a I know this will probably make you feel uncomfortable, so I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be socially awkward just to fuck with you. Because he knows that he's going to be fucking his wife later. That young guy's going to be fucking his wife.
But even before that, you can tell George doesn't want them to be here. Like, he doesn't take her jacket. He doesn't offer them any drinks when they sit down. He's just being a prick, to be honest. He's just looking like all nosy. He's like, oh yeah, you sit down, you little fucks.
So the young couple did offer and say, "Oh, it is awful late. We can do it a different time."
Oh yeah.
And then Richard started to say, "Oh well, yeah, maybe." And then Liz just comes in. "Oh no, it's not a problem. Come in, come in."
Yeah,
it's like fuck. They gave us an out, and now you forced us to our hell.
Yep. And multiple times in the movie, like the guy was like, "Oh, maybe we should leave." Like,
yep. And
because now do. Because now you can see here, they're just sitting there, not saying anything, and it's like immediately awkward. Like no one's like, it's like, oh, it's late, right? And then Martha just goes like, why don't you make us all the drinks? Like, oh yeah, of course. It's like, man, he really doesn't want this to happen right now.
I suggest playing what the mousy girl says in response to break that silence. Her having the most first world white privilege problems of being a rich family on a new campus and having to introduce myself all by myself. Oh, that's a
little bit later. The silence is
I thought it was just now.
No, the silence broken by him pointing at the picture.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Yeah, the picture
a little bit later
because it just happened when you said it. So I was like, wait, that's not right. But yeah, also another different things. You can see people move into the frame of the camera a lot of times.
Yes, it's like the camera is an extra person in the situation, where like your attention is drawn to the thing of the subject in the conversation, but like a movie would be focusing on the people that are in the scene. Yeah. We don't care about that. We're caring about the picture. We're caring about what they're talking about or what they're talking at. And there is a lot of stage movement of utilizing the full space and going in and out of frame. And there's a lot of blocking. You
can see it right here. So they move. She just moved to the right side, but then immediately moves to the middle one. So everyone is in frame right now. It's just really nice. Just found it nice. Also here he tries to figure out his name, which I find hilarious. It's like, oh, she wants brandy, and he hasn't said what he wants yet. So George goes like, oh, what about
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and then he just says, just bourbon, please. It's like, oh, you fucking fool. Read the room. Yeah, I found that hilarious. I was so frustrated when it happened. It's like, oh, come on, just say your name, you prick. But yeah, let me do it here with sound here real quick.
Simple. What about you? Bourbon on the rocks, if you don't mind.
Bourbon's on the rock, if you don't mind. And he's like visibly annoyed. He's like, mind? No, I don't think I mind. No, it's fine. It's okay. But yeah, it's funny because it's like such a natural thing. Because you don't want to say you don't know their names when they're guests, right? And it just goes like, you. Sorry.
Shit.
Oh, I just want this.
Guy.
Like, you fucking piece of shit. I'm trying to be nice here.
He even tries to be nice about trying to get the girl's name too later when he's talking about having a mousy wife. He's trying to egg him on to get the name out of him, but he still does not bite. And they just go nameless.
Because the husband always says honey or dear.
Yeah,
or
honey,
something.
Baby, sugar bear.
Yeah,
fucking what?
Fancy new logo and stuff. Yeah, thank you. I like it a lot. It's good shit. Nice background. Thank you. Omega Ridley, the legend, made it. It's good shit. But yeah, they start to have drinks. And this is the, I think right about here, this is the part where she interrupts her husband with the whole, oh, we had to do this and this and this and this and this, as you said already. But yeah, it's just funny to know in this situation. Not only George doesn't know the names, Martha doesn't know the names.
She doesn't know the names either.
Martha still thinks he's in the maths department, and she is so sure. She is. Oh, it's hilarious because later on,
No, you're in the math department.
and then
She tells him what department he is in, and I love that.
No, at some point she is with talking to the other wife. It's like she's like, no, he's in the biology department. It's like, are you sure? It's like, I better be.
Too, yeah.
It's like, nah.
No, I'm
She's so sure of it. She's so sure.
No,
It's
my
great.
George, he's in the history department. Well, he is the history department. I am not the history department.
Yeah, and I think this is also where she starts singing the Virginia Woolf song again. Somewhere here. It's just interesting to see because everyone reacts differently. She is almost pissing herself laughing because apparently it was like super funny on the party. I think the wife is kind of laughing as well. The husband is just chuckling. He's like, yeah, it was pretty funny. And George in the background is just already over. He's just like, fuck this shit. Fuck this. I'm so done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, this is where they where he tries to talk to Martha, but he gets constantly interrupted by his wife. And it's like,
Oh, man.
it's so annoying.
That would drive me up the wall watching this, just not letting him talk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is where she gets flirty for the first time. And this is like just this picture just speaks everything. Just look at this. He's like, "Oh, Daddy knows how to handle all the things in the university. He is also clearly into it already at this point."
Oh yeah, I think so too.
But here's the thing: if you watch it for the first time, you're like kind of like, oh, I guess he's just being nice, cordial, I
Yeah.
guess. But the more the movie goes on, it's like, oh, he wants to do the things.
And
but yeah, you can see George looking. It's like, oh, you bitch.
Yeah. I think it's cool that basically everyone still, even in the scene with more people, it's the same room. Everyone in this scene knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Because the blonde mousy, she does not address it. She doesn't acknowledge it. She doesn't entertain the idea.
Yeah.
But she knows damn well what's happening.
And that's why she just keeps downing brandy like a mad lass.
Exactly. And if you throw that context in there, yes, she does keep drinking because she knows exactly what's going to happen. She's going to get cucked.
She's gonna get cooked. Oh, we're about to go down. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think Martha is already on her third drink here since they're back home.
Since the movie started, yes.
Yeah, since they're back home. So she was already a bunch of drinks at the party. And now she's already back on 3-1. So yeah, it's thingies. Let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, there's like this one thing where George talks to the husband and they talk about how they appreciate all the factory bodies. I was confused by that line because I didn't really know what it means.
I'd need the context. I don't know.
Yeah, because they were talking about something and then the guy says, "Oh, I appreciated all the factory bodies and the things they had to do there." And when he tries to tell, no, what? I don't know. Maybe it was before that. I don't know if it's super important. I think the idea was I think he appreciated all the work he got from the university, while George was like, isn't it kind of annoying how we get like all this work? And then he goes like, oh no, I appreciated the offer and stuff like that.
So I think he might be saying it facetiously, calling working at the university of being in a factory, of churning out young minds and students.
That could be. Maybe he said faculty. Someone chat just said that could be.
It might be faculty.
Yeah, it might be faculty. That would make more sense. The faculty.
I don't remember mention of a factory anywhere.
Yeah, that's before I put on subtitles.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like some movies like that where like so much stuff is going on and you don't want to miss anything. I was like, oh, I need to find some subtitles for this because man, I'm probably gonna miss some small things here and there. But yeah, you can see his disdain already, and it's like, oh, this probably happened at the party, because he already asked if it's the blonde, well-known man from the party, because he kind of recognized, so he was kind of aware who's coming over, I guess, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting to think about. Right. Let's see. Oh, I think the next thing is George tells that there are easier things than being married to the daughter of the university,
Yes. Yeah. That line does come.
and the sacrifices are more of the private body, and can
Yes.
be quite the sacrifice.
Yep.
And now that I read that back to myself, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. He tells you exactly what's happening in the first 30 minutes of the movie. He's getting cucked.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see the wife getting up. Also, just want to clarify in between, when I say the wife, I mean the guest wife. Because we don't have a name for her. At least we don't get one. There might be a name somewhere on the paper or something when you look it up. But in the movie, we don't get the names. So I call the guest husband guy or husband, and she wife or lady or whatever. Just to make that sure in between.
Did they already pick at each other for going bald?
No, they're about to be alone in the living room, the two, because she just got up. Was it? Oh yeah, that's a great line. She's like, "Oh, I need to." And she's already kind of sick, I think, the wife.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, "Oh no, I'm doing fine, honey. I just need to put some powder on my nose." And then George says probably my favorite line in the movie. To Martha, can you show her where the euphemism is? And Martha's like, huh? Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Let's see, I think it starts somewhere here. That's pretty fantastic.
Are you alright?
Oh, of course, dear. I just want to put some powder on my nose.
Martha, would you show where we keep the euphemism?
What?
Where we keep the euphemism. What? Oh,
Him popping into frame from sitting on the couch as she's talking is perfect. It's a great. It's just that little thing. It's just fucking good filmmaking, man.
Let me have a look. See here.
It was it was before. I have a delay on the thingy.
Yeah, just going back. It's probably earlier than that. No, it's fine. It's good film. It's good filming. Good stuff. Yeah. Joe's the history department. Nick is in the biology man. Young wife name is Honey and husband is Nick. I don't think Honey is her name. I think that's just a.
Yeah, I don't think it's Honey.
But where did you get the Nick from?
And I don't think it's Nick.
That's what I'm
He might
interested in.
call him Nick, or Mick. Even he might even call him Mick, as in like a slur or like a joke. You know?
Okay.
Because he's Irish.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious where you got that from because I didn't catch that at all. But yeah, sure what a euphemism is. Oh yeah, and he also says that don't trot along and don't talk about you know what. And it's like, oh
yeah,
man,
it's the start of the hint at the kid. It's right.
Yeah.
Have they already started groping? Has he started the groping? Was there I think there's a rack focus here somewhere too.
A what focus?
Is type of camera movement.
Oh. Apparently the Nick comes from the play. Oh, okay.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's no names in this. I didn't know that they had a name in the stage play.
Yeah. But yeah, this is where they talk to each other, so they're now alone, and he's still kind of trying to get his name, but he's just not getting out. Just not get him to say it. and makes him a new drink, but immediately gets like super confrontational with him. Because
To be fair, the husband is kind of standoffish and being he's not as he's probably not as playful as he could have been if he had read the room of George. If he could read George better, they would have had a better conversation. But he's either too drunk or just does not want to put up with George's shit.
Yeah. Because George goes like, oh, what made you become a teacher? And I guess says, oh, I think the same thing for you. It's like, oh, what's that? What
was that again?
What am I doing it for? Apparently you know me very well, is basically what he's saying.
Well, actually, I think that line is more, I don't even remember why I'm doing this.
Yeah,
anymore.
and that too, yeah. And then the guy clarifies, I just imagined those were the ones. Like, he never even says what it is. Like, he's just like, oh.
George fucking hates his life.
Yeah. But yeah, and this is also where I think this is the first time we figure out he doesn't actually work in the math department.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
that's
sure
the first
it's
correction.
like, oh no, I'm in biology. There's a lot of belittling from George going on with this guy. He's like absolutely ripping him apart.
There's a lot of like semantics and him having like a dick measuring contest on like linguistics and other shit, and it's like the husband does not give a shit.
He is absolutely ruthless. It's
zero.
insane.
It's so funny.
What was that? It's like, oh, you do biology, so we'll change everyone to be the same by changing everyone's chromosomes? Or wonder if
chromosomes with an N, and he says, well, it's chromosomes, and corrects
it's correct.
And that really pisses him off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I think he asked if they have kids. Like, oh, no, they don't. It's like, oh, is there a problem? And it's like, no, just haven't planned for it yet, which comes into play later on.
Yep. Goes poof.
And then George even goes to say that his wife doesn't have any hips at all, or is small hipped.
Slim hipped.
And after those notes, I just
Mousy woman.
I just wrote down, George is a fucking savage, bro.
He fucking is. He's got some chops.
And then the guy comes back at him and is like, oh, you don't seem to know a lot about science. George just says, but I do know enough about history to know when I'm threatened. It's like, God damn, son. Holy shit. Absolute insane. Like, he has an answer to everything. He crazy.
Says it so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's like where the delivery bit comes in. It's so perfect. Perfect. He's like got the perfect smarm. He's got the shit-eating grin. He's got all of it. It's just he knows that he is smarter than this guy, even though he may not be. He knows it without a shadow of a doubt, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Also interesting, during the conversation, he tops off their drinks multiple times, even though they're not empty. He just keeps pouring more drink. The guy is clearly uncomfortable and tells him, I don't want to get way in of your guys' affairs or whatever. But now George is like all in. It's like, no, stay. It's like, okay, now you're here now. Now I'm gonna fucking shit on you. Like, you're gonna be going out of here as a broken man.
You've ruined my night immeasurably. I'm going to ruin yours.
Yeah.
That's there. Yeah.
Because it's obviously threatened by this youngster because he wants to cuck him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, George is 40 something. He never says how much 40s, yes. And the guy is 28
something. Yep.
And George just seems to be getting more aggressive the more drinks go down. Also, you can already see George's clean look is not as clean anymore. I mean, just look at him.
Tousled, his tie's a little undone.
Yeah, and he has like his hair is like kind of strains going down. It's like, I'm gonna try to point it out in between because it just gets wilder and wilder how they look. But yeah, they just absolutely shit on each other. And then Martha and honey, come down. And this is where we figure out that Martha mentioned that they have a son. And it's like, oh shit. Because
There it
George
is.
is like, oh, you mentioned it, huh? You spilled the beans.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, when you watch it for the first time, it's like, oh shit, what's up with the son? Is he dead? Is he in jail? Did he run away from home? Because you have like no context for anything. What's going on?
This is in the context of the movie. This is George's. You want to fucking play games?
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's fucking play games.
Yeah, okay, you broke that rule. I'm gonna go ahead and play along.
Yep.
And it just gets more savage as it goes on. She done fucked up. Yeah.
Yes, she did.
She did. And yeah, and she's like, Martha's getting dressed, and this line is great as well. It's like, oh, she's getting dressed, and George just says she hasn't dressed for him in ages, and that means she dresses. Wait, no, what was that? Oh, right. If it means she dresses, you guys are gonna be here for days. This is what he said. It's like, oh Jesus Christ. It's man. There's so many sentences going on. They're just like, especially in context later on. It's like, goddamn, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, when Martha comes down, she keeps belittling George because he's in the history department, but isn't the history department. And also telling him how cool this guy is because he graduated so young and has like all his youth still ahead of him.
I think in this section of the movie there is a lot more longer uncut sections where the camera will go from one stationary tripod location, whatever, and then as the scene moves on, instead of cutting it or getting a different angle that way, they pick that fucker up, move it around in a cinematic way, and then plunk it down again so that they can get a better shot, and it just keeps rolling, and it makes it like right about here is where that stage play feel really sets in, where you're you know these people have things to say, and you know that the quality of the writing's good. You're just along for the ride at this point, and they want to make sure you don't miss a fucking second of them acting their goddamn hearts out.
Absolutely.
Feels good.
Yeah, and after Martha belittles him so much, he's like, "Oh, do you need anything, dear?" It's like, "Oh, you could light my cigarette," and he's like, "No. After all this belittling, I'm not gonna do shit for you." But then the guy goes ahead and gets the lighter and lights it for her. It's like, oh, you little bastard.
Oh, yeah.
Also, while all this happening, you see the guy's wife just shots a whole glass of brandy right there. It's like, whoop.
Yep.
She's
the cigarette lighting is very, I'm going to cuck your wife.
Yeah.
Or I guess I'm going to cuck you. It's very, I'm fucking her later, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Martha just keeps being flirty with the guy. Let me just get this into shot better, because my video feed is a bit behind. So yeah, this is the belittling, but Martha keeps being flirty with the husband, even though the wife is like right there. Like, Martha doesn't give a shit. The wife is already super pissed up by now. Like, she's like laughing. It's like, yeah. And yeah, at this point, I was still not sure about the guy. Like, does he have ulterior motives? Is he just cordial? Does he actually think that this is funny or amusing what she's saying? But now I just know he just wants to fuck. So that's basically it.
He'll say anything at this point. Everything is funny, and that's all that matters. You just got to make the woman happy.
Pretty much. But yeah, if you watch it the first time, they do a really good job to keep it watery, I guess, or foggy. What his intentions are, because you can.
It's very veiled.
Yeah, you can interpret it both ways. Like, you could be cordial, and it's like, oh, we're just gonna leave in a little bit, just have some more drinks.
Their cleaning method in their home greatly resembles how they treat each other, by just like brushing some of that dirt underneath, just underneath the surface, just out of sight, so that it's okay when you're first there and you're watching. But if you dig and you peel that blanket off of that bed, there's 3,000 cockroaches eating that old hamburger you left there, and they're just vile, awful people who are deeply in love.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cigarette smoking.
Oh yeah.
And I have to. No, there's a split focus there. That's a good. Love that shit. When she's smoking the cigarette on the couch with the young husband face right there close, and then the mousy wife off in the background in the distance. A total different plane of existence. Just an afterthought. I think that's actually double exposure. It's not an actual split focus. The lens isn't bifurcated down the middle.
I don't know what these words mean, but I'll believe you.
All right, anyway.
I have no idea about photography and shit like this, but I could tell that this is not them in the same shot. Like you can see, this is like
it's composited basically.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, Gogo, what's up, dude? So now I'm just trying to remember because I think there's a gap in my notes. No, oh no, this is when he's just laughing at everything she says. Oh yeah. Still,
she said, "I don't bray" again.
Sorry,
for the second time. Has she said, "I don't bray" a second time?
I don't remember. But now we get this crazy intense shot where she's telling the story about their boxing match.
Oh fuck yes,
dude! At this point, I was like, "Oh my god, what is he doing? Like, what is happening?" So basically, I wish I could just show the whole scene, but that's probably copyrightisms.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that.
So you can kind of see it behind the protector, I guess. So he goes into his closet, I guess. I don't think it's the garage. I think it's like a closet.
Yeah, it's like a closet, laundry room.
Yeah, and you see him like being intense. In the background, you can see
hear her droning on about some mundane bullshit.
Yeah,
that is actually about them in a veiled attempt saying that they got into a fist fight, and then she's trying to drum up sympathy from their guests, basically just trying to paint him in a terrible light as it's all going on and droning, and she's fucking just tearing at him and saying such evil shit. He's in this closet, that light swinging back and forth, like he's in a trance or he's hypnotized, and it makes you feel like he's going to do the next thing that he's trying to do. I guess
you just saw him grab a rifle.
Yeah,
and they're all having a great time in the living room. It's like just having fun, and you see him, like just look at his fucking face. Like, just look at this. Like this is a serious man.
Shouting. It's a totally different feel in those two scenes with that cut to the people jovial in the other room, laughing, having a good time, and he's just, I want to make it end.
So he walks. They're still laughing. He's like, "Oh, the boxing match," and then I was kiddingly swinging, and he turned around, and I hit him right in the face, and it's like, what a great old time that was. And then we get suddenly this. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? Chill. What is going on? George clearly had enough. And the wife sees it first. He's like, ah, starts yelling. The husband sees it, starts yelling. And then we get this. Bloop. Pow, you dead. Not a real rifle, but holy shit. I was in there. I was like, he's gonna shoot them all right now. I don't know what the rest of the movie's gonna be about. He's gonna end them all. They're fucking gone.
When I watched this the first time, I did have to look at the running time and say, there's no way that 2 hours have just passed. And they've been fighting for 2 hours, and the end of the movie is him killing everybody.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, he's gonna kill them all, or kill one of them, and they're gonna have an epic fight or something. I don't know. But I was all in. I was like, they're gonna die. They're gonna die. And then it's just a fucking prank.
he did kill that conversation though, and
He
I think
did.
that's
He
that's
did.
what he was going for.
Yeah.
So metaphors, my themes, that shit.
But hey, everyone's taking the good spirits. Like, what a good bands. What a good bands. And she's trying to kiss him again. And he's still hesitant. About the kiss. And he's like, no, don't do that. They're right there. I can't contain myself. And he gets like a reluctant little kiss there.
I think that's even still him not wanting to kiss her because he knows that she's going to get fucked by some other guy tonight.
Yeah. And then right after that happens, Martha gets flirty with the guy again. It's like, you don't need any fake guns. And also still believes to do this in the... Oh yeah, and also she still believes he's in the master apartment. And even asks if his wife is sure he isn't. So great.
Yep.
She's very sure he's in the master apartment. Very sure. But yeah. The guy's wife gets another brandy, gets even more drunk. That's a recurring theme. She gets very drunk. And then she asks if their son is coming home. And then shit gets awkward. And George basically says, "Hey Martha, don't you want to tell them? I mean, you're the one who brought it up." And we get like this conversation where she wait, is it? No, that's later. I'm not sure, but we somehow, maybe you can fill in the blank for me. We get there that George basically says that he doesn't believe the son is his son.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things. So at some point in the past, their version of their son split.
Mm-hmm.
And at one time they were blonde with blue eyes and one was dark hair with brown eyes, or whatever they say that they're, whatever it was, because they couldn't agree on what kind of son that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So they then had two separate existences. So he knows his son and she knows her son. It's only technically the one son, but they talk about it as if they are two different sons, and they bicker back and forth about which one's right on the non-existent child.
Yeah.
But there's your son you're talking about.
Yeah, sounds about right. Let's see. Doesn't believe this is his son. We just said that. And George basically tells them that she is lying throughout. It's like, she's lying. Yeah. She's not telling the truth.
She's lying.
And then the guy's wife makes everything very weird because she's super drunk and just keeps giggling and makes the situation super uncomfortable. The husband even tries to keep her down. It's like, stop it. Like, this fuck shit is weird.
When is your son? Where is your son coming? No.
Yeah, she's...
Where? When?
He's trying so hard. Let me see if I can find that scene. I think it should be right here. I think this is the one.
When is your son?
When is your
Something
son?
about your son.
Son.
When is your son? Where is your son coming home?
She even says, "Where is your son coming home?" She never even does
them.
it right, but they know what's going on. But yeah, this is where the thing happened that we just said. We're just going on back and forth about the son that's not real, or how he looks.
The young wife took out her hairband. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. More visual degradation because her hair gets messy too. But yeah, I think the husband says that she wants another brandy, the wife, and the husband says that she had enough, but George insists that we are all well.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like, and then it feels like the husband, I guess, is the only one not completely out of their mind right now, drunk, or out of their mind at all. I guess he seems to be kind of composed.
Pretty much the
still.
straight man.
Yeah. I think for him that changes as soon as they go outside. I think this is when he starts like wobbling around and whatnot. But yeah, so George was over a new drink, and small detail I saw. George mixes up the pair's drink, So he gives the brandy to the guy and the bourbon to the lady. You see them swapping it out.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, let me see if
That's
I can
funny, though.
find it. I think that was pretty cool. There they go on. I'm a little bit behind with.
So, most of the conversation that George has been having with the husband has been about trying to scratch that surface, just get past that eggshell to get into the white, into the yolk, into the meat of who he is, so he can pick and pull on his buttons, because they're button pushers. They want to find his buttons.
Yeah.
And in that outside scene, he finds his fucking buttons. And I am so glad he finds his fucking buttons, because it. And not only that, but as George gets the husband's buttons, the husband gets George's buttons right back.
Yep.
Oh, it's so fun.
Also, yeah, here's the scene. He gives them the drink. There you go. And then you see them change him out right there. Looking slightly annoyed. It's good stuff. And then Martha at some point tells them that he hates her dad for no reason. And yeah, at this point, everyone is drunk to some degree, and we don't really know who's really telling the truth or whatever. So it's like all very foggy still.
Very unreliable narrator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I guess misrepresenting the truth. Or
yeah.
I guess something along those lines. Yeah, they're being deceptive.
Yeah, and then Martha starts talking about their relationship and goes on how she fell for him and they married, and says that the relationship on top would be practical as well when they did it. He could take over the university at some point, and even her father approved of that at some point, until he saw George for a couple of years and realized that he doesn't have the bite or aggression, which is interesting to think about after we've seen him be an absolute savage here.
I know, right? I did not understand. Maybe it was like that's what he thinks, or that's what he has been told was said, but he knows that that's not true, so he just takes it as a joke.
Yeah.
Or he knows that that's what he is, and he wants his wife's father to sound like an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Also, at this point, George has an
sure.
empty bottle in his hand, by the way. That leads to like a pretty good scene, because she then goes on, is like, oh, but now Martha is stuck with this flop, this failure. And he tells Martha to stop. He's like, Martha, stop it. Please don't do it. And he gets like really upset. It's like a really aggressive scene, like, because she's just absolutely, I don't know,
Are you getting angry, huh? Are you getting angry?
Ripping into him. Just absolutely ripping into him. And then we get the scene where he just smashes the bottle on the chimney, I guess, or a cupboard.
I think it's a mantle. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I went too far again. There we go. That should be it. You can build a sound.
Great big fat flop.
Look at this guy's face. Where it stopped, he's like, "Oh shit!" Like he is not comfy. He's not a comfy man right now. He kind of just wants to go home, I think.
And she is so fucking drunk.
Yeah, she was like, oh. She has like the umbrella gun in her arms. But yeah, he gets super pissed, does that. But then she also tells her to just go on. And then he tries to distract them and starts grabbing the wife. And just starts singing the Virginia Woolf song again. Just spins around with her like crazy, which I don't know if that's like an attempt to diffuse the situation with the funniest thing from the party. They all found kind of funny.
He grabbed the girl and spun her around, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, he was trying to make her sick so that she would just go away, and he could get his wife to go away, and they could have some alone time together. The husband and the George.
Oh, okay.
At least that's how I interpret it. He knows that spinning her is going to make her sick, and he kind of wants her gone. She's no fun. You can't pick fun at that girl. You can pick fun at the husband, but he can't do it with the wife's there.
Exactly. So yeah, she goes on to have a barf, and it gets silent all of a sudden because everyone is just trying to help her, kind of, except George. He just grabs another drink.
I actually have in my notes at this moment more alcohol.
More
Smart.
alcohol, yeah, pretty much, yeah. Right. Did she went go pukerino exactly? Yeah, he goes outside,
So-
assumingly to cool off.
Yeah, but I really like the camera, or sorry, the frame that you get when it shows outside from the front door. I think
Yeah.
it's just a really dark frame with a single light source out in the distance.
Hang on.
It's sexy.
There it is. Looks really nice.
I think to get that to work, they actually had to hide the light up in the tree much closer. The light that you're getting is not from that street light, obviously.
Yeah.
It's somewhere hidden up in the tree. And when you get much closer, there is a much stronger light source just off a frame right behind the tree trunk, which is why they had to keep the tree trunk there so they could get the light to come in on their face.
Yeah. Also, now we can see that the husband is wobbling around. He just grabs some bottles, some ice, and we just kind of see him wonking around. It's like, whoop, ooh, little unsure footing. But yeah, he goes outside to the guy where they have a pretty normal conversation, I would say, for the most part.
Do you understand what's going on with the Bergen story?
The Bergen story? I mean,
Yeah, he tells a story about Bergen.
You mean for later on? Like
Well,
overall in the
it
movie?
does show up twice.
I mean,
but-
I know, because it is implied that the story is about himself.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the book that he tried to write was an autobiography which contained that story.
Yes.
That
yeah.
that the wife's father read the book, didn't like the book, said he wasn't going to be the director of the department, basically. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, they start talking about. They just start talking, and and George starts talking about his youth and how they went out drinking one night at one of the gangster father's bars, apparently. And then one of the kids that day ordered Bergen and water instead of bourbon and water. Important.
And that was
also,
just hilarious.
all the kids were 16, but there was this one kid that was 15 who ordered Bergen and water, and that was the big laugh of the bar all night. Like on the table, the whole bar, it was already mentioned all over. And also we figured out that this kid accidentally shot his mother in the past with like a shotgun. But yeah, they apparently drank free for that night. They had all had a big hangover. And it's like, yeah, this is probably the best day of his youth, he said. Because he still says he was in that thing, but he didn't say he was that 15-year-old kid, which he was.
Yeah.
In
The way I
hindsight.
understand it, yeah, he was a 15-year-old
Yeah.
kid.
And then the guy asked him what happened to the kid who shot his mother. And then George tells him that one night he drove his dad with a learner's license. I think he just got his learner's license or whatever. Tried to dodge a porcupine or something. And went straight in the tree, killing his dad, but not himself.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell, you accidentally killed both of your parents.
Yep.
And he said the boy survived, but the dad died. And when the boy found out, he started laughing and only stopped when he was sedated. And apparently after he was put in an asylum where he's been for the last 30 years. And George has been told he hasn't uttered a single word during that time.
So at that point where he said he killed his father, I'm almost positive that's more of an embellishment and he didn't actually kill anybody. He may not have even shot his own mother at this point because he's lying with his wife about a child that does not exist.
Exactly.
You can't take anything he says seriously.
I don't know what's actually, if that's legit just the thing he made up on the spot.
Yeah, it's gaslighting the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, this is also where we figure out. So this is basically George's big hole that has been exposed, I guess. And then they somehow come along to talk about the husband and his wife. And he said, "Oh yeah, I married her because she got pregnant." I was like, "Oh wait, I thought you don't have any parents." And it's like, "Oh yeah, she had a phantom pregnancy, or as they call it, a hysterical pregnancy, is what they called it back in the day."
Yeah.
Which you have like all.
It's a miscarriage, basically. If not a miscarriage, then she was lying the whole time.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, apparently the guy tells George about his father-in-law who was very rich.
Ooh, she has money.
His money. Yeah.
And it's a preacher, right? He was a preacher, a pastor, something like that.
Yeah, he spent the church money but saved his own. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
smart.
yeah.
It's just funny because they're lying on the floor while this happens. Like they.
Oh yeah, they're writhing on the ground, joking and giggling, and just out at the base of that tree. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
They're both
there's
drinking like fish out of the bottle. By the way,
they're just, if not the half of it, like 3/4 of the bottle they finish. But yeah, it's like left saved money, which they will most likely inherit at some point, or already did inherit. I forget now.
I think soon too. They haven't yet.
Yeah. And yeah, and George tells the guy about the second wife of Martha's father, who was super rich, and left a big will after she almost immediately dies after their marriage. It's like, man, your families are all savages if that's true. But yeah, they go on back and forth, first rather jokingly, but then the guy realized that George might not be joking at all.
That's the fucked up part. You can never tell when he's telling a lie. Fucking gaslight. It's bullshit.
Yeah, and George straight up tells him he thinks that he's a threat, and he says that he wants him to take his advice. And the guy tells him tells him up yours. And yeah, this is where we leave the house basically, because the pair wants to go home. He grabs his wife's jacket. And yeah.
Oh yeah, they start to go home because the mousy girl threw up.
Yeah, and apparently it can take like hours for that to stop. Like apparently she gets sick like super easy.
Oh yeah. Well, she's also really fucking drunk.
That's also really fucking drunk. Yeah, I mean, if I
Yeah.
would shot brandy like she did, I would be fucked up too. Like, come on, I can drink a lot, but Jesus Christ, calm down, lady.
I guess where are we at in the movie then? So they are going to drive them home, and they're going to make that stop.
Yes, that's basically it. I mean, obviously we're not going for every singular detail, but just hitting the biggest beats, and that's already a lot. Like you can dissect this movie like multiple times and still find new things. It's really cool.
Did we highlight the getting angry hubby? Getting angry, egging him on.
No, go ahead.
So there's a scene where Liz Taylor she's it might be the bottle breaking scene now that I think about it. Actually, just prior to that, she's pacing back and forth, complaining and being just a general bitch. And as she goes up to him, she tugs on his arm and says, "Are you getting angry, hubby? Are you getting angry?"
Yeah.
And she's egging him on, and that's like the first sense you get that, oh, they're fucking with each other too. They get off on this shit.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah,
it's all
they want to go home, and then Joe's like, "Oh, I'm gonna drive you," and you're like, "Excuse me? You all can drive? Probably shouldn't."
Hey, it's the '66. Who gives a shit, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So now I need to think. So you see them go. Oh yeah. I think that he does like a sharp curve or something. It's like, oh man, he's bullshit. It's like, oh man, if you want me to drive careful, you should have told the road to be straight or something. He says.
Nothing is ever his fault now. Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. The name of this act, George and Nick outside, is titled Walpurgisnacht. Oh, I see. Right. So what happens in the car? Where's
There's a
where
quick
am I?
transition to the spinning woman on the dance floor. I'd like to see a couple of this stuff from the dance floor.
Yeah, but one thing that's important in here is that Martha says at one point, yeah, but he also liked to drink Bergen and water, right? And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
he told you that
"Ooh,
Bergen story.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wife says she really wants another brandy because it steadies her. Joe says, I used to drink brandy, and then the wife said you used to drink Bergen too. And it's like, oh shit.
Yep.
So
They both have stories that they like to tell. They're reliable stories, basically.
yeah.
And she's calling him out for having a non-original story that she's heard for over and over and over. Oh, he told you about the Bergen, huh? Oh, tell it again, George.
But yeah, then the wife sees a sign. It's like, oh, I want to dance. I want to really dance. And then they legit just go to this bar, who's apparently still open at 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Completely empty as well. It's like,
Yeah.
you can already imagine that the bartender was like, really, these fucking guests? I just want to be left alone.
That chaos transition of them screeching into that parking lot and
Yeah.
her on the dance floor just spinning. I love it. It's so good.
She dances
And
like the wind, Metal. She does dance like the wind.
the
Actually,
this
let me
whole
show that on
section
screen.
is
It's actually
just-
kind of funny how she dances. I like it.
This whole section is
Look
just
at her.
chaos.
Woo,
It's-
woo, woo.
It's noise. It's not color, but it's a lot of movement. It's a lot of dancing and just fucking hedonism. It's wild. This is like peak off the rails. What the fuck are we even doing anymore? Everyone's drunk. Just go home. Nothing good happens after 1 a.m. It's 4.
Yeah. The wife really wants to dance. Open the bar where they go dance. Actually empty, and yeah, they have this jukebox where they turn on music, and at some point George calls the wife Angel Boobs.
Yes, Angel Boobs.
Oh, this was funny.
Why don't you go out there and dance, Angel Boobs?
And what's interesting
Shake
is
them around a little, monkey nipples.
monkey nipples. Yeah. Dude, the fucking insults he throws is fucking great. Fucking monkey nipples. Like, Jesus
They
Christ.
say simp one more time in this scene, I think.
Yeah. Actually, I think we missed it the first time, even though I wrote it down. But, it happens.
That's what I thought you were. That's why I gave you the timestamp 11:55, because I thought you were going to rewind it back to simp.
Oh, yeah. No. But you turn out the music, then the wife says, like, oh, I only want to dance if I can do my interpretive dance. And then Martha and the husband dance. And, man, they get close.
Yes, they do.
Oh, just look
I
at
have
this.
in my notes he's getting cucked already.
He's getting cucked already, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Just look at them go.
It's so 60s.
And I think
so 60s.
Yeah, and I think George says, oh, it's a familiar dance.
This is the monkey nipple section when they're dancing.
Yeah. And the husband and Martha tell each other, oh, I like the way you move. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, they're right there, man. They're right there. What is happening?
It is very gross. It's so gross.
And this point, which I found super interesting, I think this is like another part of the story she's now revamping.
Yeah,
Because she says, oh, you want to say? Go ahead.
Well, she's just retelling some of the story of George's tragic past, or at least what he tells people, what we have to assume is the truth. And she's doing this like name game type dance and like making up the words on the spot, giving like emphasis on the story. And it's really cringy as fuck as they're dancing.
Yeah.
But she is just nailing every single point into the coffin of George, and he does not like it. This is more of that, are you getting angry, honey? Am I pissing you off enough? Am I being withholding enough to get your dick hard?
Yeah.
I am positive that he likes getting cucked.
Well, it's also important to say she very much implies that there wasn't an accident at all with the mother and the dad.
Right.
He just
I think
pretends
she does imply
that those are. She says that he pretends that those were accidents, where they weren't accidents at all. It's like, goddamn, they're going hard. They're going real hard.
But is that the truth?
That is the question.
Is she
I don't
just
even know.
making him look bad?
I don't
fucking know.
And I don't know till the end. Like, I just have no fucking idea. This could all be made up. Maybe he did kill.
Even at the end, I have no idea if any of this is true. All of that backstory shit, he's just a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
That whole Bergen shit could be fake, and it probably is.
Yeah.
And he may. So I guess it's possible that the president of the university didn't like that an autobiography was written in such a way that it would have been a lie or been fabricated, because he's from the history department. You can't make stuff up like that. So it might be that her dad doesn't like him because he read the book, said that it was a lie, even though it was autobiographical.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'm sorry, the other way around. George said that it was autobiographical, but the president thinks it's a lie. So that might be why he just doesn't like him. He thinks he's always lying. Because he is always lying!
Yes! But yeah, when she says that, it's like George clearly is very upset about this. He goes to turn off the music and tell Martha to stop, and he won't be made a mockery of. And then the wife of the husband just yells, "Violence! Violence!" Which is fucking hilarious. Let me actually play that because it's funny as shit. Violence! Violence! Ooh! She's so excited. It's great. It's great. Oh fuck, that was too far. I'm scared of copyright. I want to play it one more time. I think it's fucking funny. Oop.
Violence! Violence!
Dude, I need to make a note for that. I need to use that in videos in the future. It's fucking hilarious.
Violence! Yay!
Violence! Violence! Ooh!
Yeah.
It's good shit. It's good stuff. But yeah, wife just yelling violence, violence. Martha just keeps keeping the story and doesn't stop talking. Guy seems to be having fun. And is now very horny again, apparently, obviously, because of dancing. And I'm still not sure if he thinks this is a joke or not, but I think right now he's just horny.
Yeah, I think this scene when they're at the bar is where, or is it here when he figures it out, or is it when they're back home?
Oh, that's like all the way at the end where he says, I figured it out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's like right at the end.
He's starting to understand what's happening here. Like,
Yeah,
especially
maybe.
when he brings up the idea that they are games. Let's play the next game.
Mm-hmm.
George, I guess George says that specifically.
Yeah.
So it might be that they're just planting that seed and it's going to have the payoff in a bit, but he does directly address what he's doing as a game. And that kind of clicks for me as the viewer of, oh, this is about to get crazy. They haven't even started there's so much game left.
Yeah. Because George at some point here just straight up says, "I'll kill you," and starts strangling Martha. And then
and that's the second murder attempt, mind you.
the husband, true. And he gets separated by the guy. Martha calls him a murderer. This is where the barman comes in. It's like, "Is there any trouble?" And George says, "Nah, it's nothing. We're just playing a game." It's like, oh shit, okay. And he asks for one more round. Goes back to the table, picks up a chair, and it almost looks like he's going to bash Martha with it.
Yes.
Let me see. It's 114:43 or something. It's just fun to see here.
One more round. Yes,
more round.
good. He could do a really good Joker impression.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
He would have been a great Joker. Him picking up that fucking chair.
Yeah, just look at
So
this.
funny.
It's like, and she's like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "No, just put it down." Oh man, he just knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh.
And then he asked the other ones if they want to play another game now. And George seems to be struggling to keep his narrative together and tries everything to reroute the situation. I don't even know if that's true. I wrote that down at the time, but he's just trying
A
to...
little bit. I think he's just trying to get everybody to go home. He's speeding up the game. He's jumping to the point. There's no longer a veil. They have their contestants. They want to get through to the end. He wants to go home and go to bed, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or he wants to get it over with and get the guy to fuck his wife and go home.
Yeah, because George is now listening games that... Wait, what? George is now listening games that show what he has been thinking? Oh, like games like Hump the Hostess.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Because now that we are done with because now we are done with the game Humiliate the Host.
Yes. Or we're going to start a game called Get the Guest.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they're starting Get the Guest. They just finished Humiliate the Host or finished Hump the Host, and then there was something else at the beginning. Whatever he lists off as previous games, if you go back and kind of look what that movie was so far, you're like, oh, I guess that does kind of fit the title. This whole night has been planned, basically.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he's the puppet master and he's just fucking with everybody and she's falling in line, knowing exactly what he's doing just to have fun with it too, or if they're both in on it or what. I think they might both be in on it.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't know.
At least to some degree, because they just start these games.
At least complicit.
But yeah, he says Martha told him all about the novel and the child. Let's talk about something she didn't mention, and that's a second novel she doesn't know about. And this novel is basically about, well, the pair. Talks about the second novel, which is the story about the pair we heard from the husband, pretty much.
Yeah, the dad with the money, the preacher, the baby that goes poof.
Yeah.
He brings up specifically to the mousy young woman that she had a miscarriage and he knows about it. And that's the button he likes to push.
Exactly. I think I've
He's a
summarized
foul
it
person.
here. Yeah. He says that the wife comes with money benefits and that she's kind of a simp. There we go.
Yep.
At the time, was used at Simpleton. They moved to where they are now, get married because the wife is, quote unquote, all puffed up. Like magic. And after they get married, the puff goes away. Like magic.
Poof.
And then she just starts crying because she realized what's going on. Like in between, she's like, I don't like that story. And which is funny because before that she says, oh, I like stories. And it's like, oh,
she's
this one
egging them on to continue. And
it sounds kind of familiar. Familiar stories are the best ones. And then she realizes what's going on. It's like, oh, shit.
But the husband knows exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah, he's like, please.
He's protesting the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it's like, you don't have to do this. Like, come on, man. You don't need to finish this. It's like, oh, don't I? I think I do. It's shit like that. But yeah, the puffing up, obviously, is about the phantom pregnancy. And yeah, even in a very drunk state, she realizes that what is going on. But yeah, Martha is just listening at this point. She's gone quiet. She's just sipping at her drink right now. But yeah, and every time the husband tries to stop George, he aggressively shuts him down. Because it's his time to play now. It's his time It's his time to get
I let you
the
have
guest.
your time.
Yeah. Yeah,
You get to fuck my wife later.
Yeah, you see the realization here of the husband. It's like, oh fuck, you're doing this, huh? Shit. Good stuff. Obviously, that made the wife vomit, so she runs to the toilet to vomit. Then he turns around for a bit and tells George that he shouldn't have done this, and he's gonna make him regret this.
Does he though?
What? Oh, if he regrets it? Yeah, that's a
it?
question, because I think he actually, I think at this point he might have thought he won, because they're just going on their way home, like they're on their way to the car and go home. But yeah, as we see in a little bit, the wife is just going a little apeshit and just drives away on their own.
Yeah.
And
is that before or after the parking lot fight?
Oh, that's what I mean. The parking lot fight was what I was mentioning.
Yeah, there's a couple moments in the parking lot fight where they break the facade of poking at each other, and it's just like a it's a raw moment where they're just trying to talk like humans to each other to get back to square one because the night has just gotten so crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice little break from the ridiculousness, the chaos, the shouting, the gaslighting, just a little bit of truth, and then it's right back to insanity where she peels out of the parking lot taking the guests. And yeah,
There's some nice tidbits in here. Like Martha tells him that he's really having a field day and he is super out of line. And he retaliates with, it's okay when she teases him prods all night, but he is the bad guy now. And then she says, oh, it's because you can stand it. And then he just says, like, actually, I can't stand it. Which is like, oh, shit, okay.
yeah.
It's, and
Thinking you know what you want, getting exactly what you asked for, and realizing you don't like it.
so now that
But
you
not knowing how to make it stop.
kind of recontextualize it for me as like a break, because Martha tells him that he wished to have died in that automobile before she's through with him. So now I'm back to thinking I think the crash at least was real,
Possibly.
because she mentioned it in this part where it's just them talking to each other. But yeah, and then George reminds her that he warned her not to mention their son, and that he is numb enough to take her alone, filtering what she says and just doesn't listen. But in the last quote-unquote centuries, she has took on a new tack, and that it is just too much. And this is where she says, George goes on to say that she keeps moving into her fantasy world, and it just is getting worse. And I think now we're back to playing games at this point, because she tells him that he's nuts and he sounds like he's writing one of his papers. And then he says, I think I'm going to commit you. And it's like, what? Because now we introduce the case that he's saying she's a nutcase and needs to be put into an asylum.
Well, I mean, so I guess she had a miscarriage, and she is the one who created the fake child, and he went along with it.
Yeah.
Then to fuck with her, they did the split reality of the different kind of kid where he would poke. That makes a little more sense looking at it that way. I had never caught it like that.
Yeah.
But that's definitely possible.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down. It's like, seems to be pretty viable as they said it right now, where they do the conversation. I don't know what. Like, my mind is still going back and forth, even now that I'm rethinking and rereading what I saw. It's like insane. Like, I need to watch a movie a couple of times. I think I need to show Mutually that movie. I think he's gonna like this.
This is a good one.
Yeah. Also, I paused the fucking thing. Just put it here. Because he even tells her that he's worried about her mind. So it feels kind of natural and truthful. But yeah,
I guess this is also the setup to I'm going to kill our son.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's already killed his wife or his mom and his dad, and you know, maybe he said that they were dead just so that she could get or he could get her off of his back about them. Maybe he doesn't like them and they're just out of his life. And his way of getting her to not bother with that subject anymore was to lie and write an autobiography saying that they're both dead.
Yeah. And then she goes like on a monologue a little bit.
This is such a great scene.
Yeah, this scene is awesome. It's great stuff.
Tight. It's like it's a close frame on her face, barely any cuts. It's her pacing back and forth, just fucking so beautiful.
So now I'm just reading my notes two lines later. When he says worries about the mind, a little bit later he says, "Oh, I need some way to get back at you." And it's like, fuck, is this a game now again? I don't know.
Yep.
It's insane.
It's always a game.
Yeah.
I guess that might be the only way that she responds to stuff too.
Maybe, yeah.
Is getting it into a game or maybe this is her game and he's just playing along and winning at this point because he's been playing it for the past 30 fucking years.
Exactly. Yeah, and Martha tells him that
he's been in a mental institution for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
He's in her home. She's in a mental institution.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
The story, it's starting to make sense.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Oh yeah, I like this scene where they this shot where they go like total war then? Total war. It's like
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think let me roll back here a little bit, get this running.
Such a good frame. The dual faces with the triangle light in the back.
Yeah, Martha tells him that she really tried, but tonight she couldn't see him. He wasn't there when she was looking at him. There was one point where she could have gotten through him, and it didn't work, and then she stopped trying.
That
And
was the,
she,
are you getting angry, honey? Are you getting angry?
Yeah.
The tugging on his shirt.
and that she has the pants on in the relationship because somebody has to. And George tells her to come off it and tells her she's a monster and an alcohol-ridden spoiled brat. Once a month they get misunderstood Martha, and that they got used to it. And that she should be careful or he's going to beat her in her own game and rip her to pieces, and they agree on total war.
Yeah.
And this is where Martha gets in the car and drives off. Such a great fucking scene. Super good. This is metal and me in 5 years. I'm just playing along with James' games. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Fantastic scene. If you couldn't tell already, I very much recommend this movie. There's a lot to unpack.
I think I watched it for the first time on Netflix 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was just a random movie I had seen, and I said, fuck, Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton, it can't be too bad. Blew my mind. And
Yeah.
I've watched it I don't know how many times since. It's very
What's-
good.
What is interesting is at this point when I was watching this on my own, it's like I still didn't really know who was the good or quote good or bad guy in this scenario, because we
yeah.
have so many different things being introduced and thrown at
And
each
we're only
other.
seeing a single point in time. We
Yeah.
get a slice of their everyday life at this point that might be a pinnacle of it, but they've had years of building this story, this legacy between the two of them, their relationship, and all this baggage, and it's all pulled out, unfolded, and thrown at their guests all night
Yeah.
in their face.
And yeah, when Martha drives off, she also picks up the pair and they drive home.
Which
yeah.
gives just enough time for old Stud to cuck George.
Yeah, he's getting cucked for real.
Actually, I don't think he does get cucked, because they never actually have sex. Because he can't perform because he has a whiskey dick.
Yeah, I don't know if he was just performing badly or they didn't perform at all.
I
wasn't
couldn't
sure.
tell if it was badly or performed
Yeah,
at all.
wasn't
I
sure.
thought
But
maybe because it was whiskey, I figured whiskey dick, and he just couldn't get it up.
Yeah. Also, I like
Because
the shot when
then
she
she starts
he-
treating him like shit after she couldn't get what he wanted from him.
Yeah.
That's a really fun turn that Liz does, or Martha does.
No, I mean the close-up shot of George when they drive by him, and looks like kind of shocked, and then kind of starts smiling, but then it goes back to sad again. It's like, oh man, but then he starts kind of smiling again, and yeah, and then we get the fade shot to their home. So yeah, if you watch this for the first time, so at this point I still don't really, at least I didn't really know who was the good or bad guy, because you got the story of George, then Martha telling the story is actually about him, then Martha saying it wasn't an accident, George saying she's a nutcase, and just overall everybody is just so pissed up at this point. Yeah, I don't know. You have no idea what the fuck is happening.
There's really I mean, you could probably get it from context clues if you knew you needed to look for it, but coming in totally cold, I still had no idea what this movie was even going to culminate to.
Yeah,
like, how was it even going to fucking resolve? Are they just going to be angry people through the whole movie and that's it? There's no growth or anything? And then when you get to the end, you're like, oh fuck, it was growth the whole time! Oh no! Oh god!
Yeah. So yeah, George basically just walks home. Who knows how long this is gonna take? Doesn't really matter.
Long enough to get fucked.
We see him opening up their door, their car door, and you just see the wife lying in there having a sleep on her own. It's like, fucking hell, they just left her in there just to have a fuck upstairs. You're all horrible people.
They're all horrible people.
They just let her in there. It's probably cold as shit. Like,
he's all cuddled up and like, oh, it's so fucking funny.
but the fucking indicator is still on because they drove so
They
quickly
left
into
the
the
door
driveway.
open on the other side.
Man, they couldn't wait to just get going, man.
Yeah, they parked in the yard, mind you. They yanked it up onto the side of a hill.
Yeah. Car parked in a rush, indicator still on. George goes inside, sees clothing on the stairs.
Oh yeah, they were peeling clothing off on their way
Yeah.
into the house.
Oh, they also chain off the door, so he has to kick in his own door.
Yes.
Like, literally, he just goes like,
Yeah.
bam. Just kicks it right in because they chained it off. It's kind of interesting that they did that. And yeah, he finds like clothing on the floor, and I think he just starts laughing like crazy, and then starts crying. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
because you see
There's,
him.
there's a lot of roller coaster emotions.
You hear him laughing right now.
All
I'll just
through
playing
the
the
bar
audio
scene
real
up
quick.
now.
He starts laughing. Then he goes outside. Just kind of leans at the door and just starts weeping. Yeah, he's just having to sit down. This is also where you see the bottle I mentioned earlier again. It's still there, I think, next to him.
Yep.
Yeah, still right there. But yeah, he's breaking down. He's like so sick of this shit after 30 years. This is like, goddamn.
It's toxic. It's so fucking toxic.
And yeah, and what better than the fucking drunk ass wife getting woken up by some wind chimes or whatever.
Yeah.
She
When he
wobbles
bashed in the door, mind you.
Yeah,
It wasn't the door, it was the wind chimes that woke her up.
yeah. She wobbles towards George, but he clearly doesn't want to be bothered by her. And he goes on to say, "Is like, you have no clue what is going on, don't you?" And then she straight up says she doesn't want to know.
Yep.
And
So
then-
she knows.
Yeah, and he pushes her down, and then she just starts yelling, I don't want to have children, I don't want to have children. Basically saying that she has been aborting at least once since the pair has been together.
Yeah. It wasn't a miscarriage after all. It was an abortion.
George asks how she's doing it, but she won't tell. He's going like back into his crazy mode. It's like, it's like pills? Is it bananas? Or whatever.
Ooh, your father has money. Are you paying for it?
But yeah, George forces her to realize what's going on, but she's in denial and just ignores everything.
He's fucking her.
Yeah. And then George now says that the way to get back at Martha is to tell her that her son is dead. And he didn't tell her. And again, a note, not sure if that's true or just a sick plan of his. Like, it's like,
So actually here, this is him formulating how to get her out of the slump of thinking that she or keeping the child. But the wife, has no idea what the fuck he is talking about. But she assumes later that she's so fucking drunk that she didn't, or that she did see somebody drop off a note or a telegram that said that their son was dead, because she plays along with it. So fucking like suggestible. She really is a simp. She's very I actually really like her character in like the dynamic of how people can get gaslighting to work, because she's the perfect target.
Yeah. Especially in her
she'll
drunk
fucking agree with anything.
But yeah, he basically formulates his plan right there. It's like, I'm going to telegram, but I'm going to tell her in his own time. And then the wife, just another really random funny scene, I guess. The wife says she's gonna sick and she's gonna die, and George just says, "Good, good, go right ahead."
Yes, good. Yes, good.
And then he basically recites what he's gonna say to Martha into the camera. I think he's basically looking straight at us while he's saying
Yeah,
that.
it's a total soliloquy straight into the camera. He doesn't even give a shit that she's in the scene. He
Yeah.
is in his own world,
Just look
looking
at
at
this.
us, saying, "This is check this shit out." I
Look
want to
at
tell
oh,
her
it looks
this
so
fucking
cool.
Yeah,
It's good shit.
he's giving us the news.
Yeah.
It's
and then
such a dark fucking frame too.
yeah, it really is.
It's Two-Face kind of imagery, which is really interesting. Maybe, probably not on purpose, but at least that's what it feels like. He's got the truth, sort of, that the child does not exist or is dead, and he's trying to get it back to what it should be for like a normal, healthy life or relationship. Can you blame him
No,
for
not
wanting
really.
to not want to have an imaginary 16-year-old fucking son?
Yeah. And right after this, we get like a straight cut, and we just hear Martha yelling for George, and yelling for basically everyone. It's like, "Where's everyone?" She's just wobbling across their yard or their garden. I think it's the yard because she goes to the car. Yeah, she just fucking wanders around the garden / yard for a while, yelling around. Just another little detail. She goes to the car and tries to turn off the indicator, but it takes like 3 or 4 tries.
It clicks a couple different times. I think she's pulling it up, all the way up, and then all the way down.
Yeah,
and then all the way up again. It's just switching back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, so here you can just see her walking along the road with another glass in her hand, obviously.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Fucking,
going around.
Trailer Park Boys energy.
Yeah, she has like
What
pajamas
do they always
on
have?
or
Cum and
something.
or rum and coke?
Sorry?
Nothing.
What about rum and coke?
Trailer Park Boys. I couldn't remember
Oh.
what their drink was.
Oh, I don't know. No clue.
Oh, have you not seen Trailer Park Boys?
I would need to lie. I'm not sure. I might
All
not
right.
have.
Well, it's probably on Netflix somewhere. More likely, you can find clips on YouTube. You gotta watch it.
All right.
It's good shit.
Let's see. Martha and the husband, like right after this, they have like a little talk on the stairs outside. And I think for Martha, the game is over. I think she thinks she's won.
She thinks the game is done, and she thinks she's won. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Martha, we've got a telegram.
Okay, wait, I think there was the conversation between was kind of fun. It's like he said, because the husband says, he says everyone has gone crazy. Even his wife is lying on the floor with a brandy bottle in hand, saying that nobody knows she is here, which is funny now in hindsight because no one really pays attention to her.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
then
like the alcohol is pulling the truth out of the scenes and out of the
Yeah.
characters, maybe. Yeah.
then Martha tells him that he's no better than anyone else, but he says, "I think I am." It's like, goddamn, you're a prick too. Great. And then she stands up and tells him, "Well, he's certainly a flop in some department." Like, ooh,
Yes, exactly.
bad at the
The-
sexy times.
Yeah, the banter back and forth between those two and how poorly he performed and all of the excuses, and she ends up turning their relationship, which was in I can't even call it a honeymoon phase because they hadn't had sex yet. It was in the courtship phase, I guess. But once she got what she wanted, he's just another piece of meat that she's got by the balls.
Yep.
She's in control again of some new young thing. Oh God, that's so fucking
Yeah, and then we get the monologue. I think it's a monologue from Martha. She says, "There's only one man who ever made her happy, and that is George.
Yep.
He made the cruel mistake of loving her, which he has to be punished for." She says that she doesn't want to be happy, but actually she does want to be happy. And he's so good at adapting to her games, but one liquor-driven night she will go too far and break his back or push him off the edge for good, because that's what she deserves after all. It's like, damn.
Some more poignant shit.
Yeah.
How's their hair look? Is it pretty disheveled?
Well,
I think
that's-
her hair at this point is probably normal-ish, and I think his is as well, but George and the wife are fucking trashed.
yeah.
They have wild hair at this point.
But yeah.
Well, Liz has some wacky hair too.
And then the husband tells her that she's sure swinging wild. And she does acknowledge that he didn't come here in the first place just out of pure passion, and that he was also thinking about his career a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And with that in
All
mind, she tells
transaction.
him to answer the door that has just been rung. And he's clearly upset because he doesn't want to be used like that. Like he's a guest here after all. And then she just says, "If you want to climb the ladder, you might as well start with being the houseboy for a while." It's like, Jesus Christ, lady.
Yep.
Absolutely wrecked.
Yeah. It just slots him right in next to George.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
she's a despicable person.
She is.
But
She really is.
Fuck, that would be a fun relationship, wouldn't it?
I don't
bet
know.
she fucks like a banshee.
Unless you have a whiskey dick.
Yeah, pushing rope.
When I woke up at the totally normal hour of 20 minutes after midnight, I noticed you weren't streaming Elden Ring. I had to check YouTube. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not addicted to Elden Ring. Shut up. Anyway,
Dude, I am. Don't
let's.
worry.
I mean, I already have over 100 hours, so
I think I've got 78 right now.
yeah. Anyway,
That's fine.
yeah.
This
George is-
end bit with the talking through the screen door. She's talking to George, who is not there, although he was on the porch before.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't even give a shit that the husband's in this room anymore.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
She's kind of telling I guess she's more talking to herself, reassuring herself, and there's a lot of introspection in what she's saying, even how she's saying it. It's all very
I think it's a very sincere scene. Like she's
Yes, that is the
reflecting
perfect
very
word.
honestly.
yeah. She thinks the game is over as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then the door rings, and it's
Telegram.
George bringing some flowers, and he's saying "Flora de la Muertes," I think something along those lines, which obviously
Yes.
is flowers for the dead.
Yeah. Also, a little bit later in the scene, he's reading from a tiny book and doing the whole Latin death rite thing. He's
Okay, I was
reading.
I would have asked when that had come along because I wasn't sure what
Yeah.
it was. I was just I just interpreted it as like a prayer of some sort.
Yeah, it was the death rites that priests give people on their deathbeds or
Okay.
their last rites, I think is what they're called. But it was all in Latin.
All right, yeah, yeah. I realized it was Latin, but I obviously had no idea what it was. And yeah, George comes through the door, and Martha and George pretty much put up a show for the husband. Like they're in sync right now, because they both go ahead and just belittle the husband, calling him
Yeah,
a
they have a
houseboy.
mutual target.
They have both the target of the husband right now, and the husband refuses that he is a houseboy and is super upset. And Martha still belittles him for not being able to have sex properly because of his drunkenness. And then George tells her this. He tells some kind of story, and he says, "Oh, I saw the moon just pop up again when I was in Mallorca at one time." And Martha calls him a liar, and George then says, "You mustn't call everything a liar all the time, must she?" Looking at the husband, and then the husband goes on and says, "I don't know when you guys tell a lie or not. I have no idea." And then Martha and George say, "Well, you're not supposed to."
Exactly.
It's like, holy shit, bro. Jesus
It's so
Christ.
in your face, and like we're not even trying anymore. We want you to know how fucking insane we are and how stupid you are for even bothering to come over here. We are superior. We know everything that's
Yeah.
happening. You are our playthings. Enjoy the rest of the night, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, let me get that scene actually.
So
I want to
good.
show it on stream.
Killed him. Maybe.
There's so many
Wait.
over the top reveals.
146. Oh, wait, I'm too far ahead. Sorry, 1 second. 146. Oh, so now it's on the dot. Fuck me.
For a
Okay.
while, and then pop came up again, just like
Pop came up again.
That is not true. That is such a lie.
You must not call everything a lie, Martha, must she?
Hell, I don't know when you people are lying or what.
You're damn right.
You're not supposed to.
Right.
Oh, they're so proud of it when they say it. It's like, I don't know when you guys tell a lie or not. And it's like, damn right. And then George, well, you're not supposed to. It's like,
The Dutch angle of their two faces when they're saying those lines. There's a couple times when they throw a Dutch angle in there, and I just saying it so that it's on record. Dutch angle is the camera tilt, and it's usually meant to convey a confusion, or when somebody gets a piece of info and it throws them off balance. So you're supposed to get that vertigo kind of feeling.
yeah. Also, look at George's hair here. Like, his hair
Oh,
is just absolutely fucked.
Yeah, and Liz looks deranged. She looks insane. But anyway, they use the Dutch angle quite a few times in this, and it's always in a response to a question.
Yeah.
Like the first time was when they were on the bed, and Martha mentioned something about guests, and it was around that time period, and he the camera just goes to him, and it's a weird Dutch angle, and he goes, "What?" Like a weird question. Like, why? His world's thrown upside down. And this is the same way, but it's I think I would have liked it to have been the other way, where the Dutch angle would have went onto the husband, the young husband, as opposed to, well, I don't know, skewing reality, that kind of feel. It definitely throws you off balance. That's all I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
It's good shit.
It's good shit, yeah. So not supposed to, and Martha tells him he's not a houseboy, so I guess he wasn't.
I'm not a houseboy.
No, Martha says he is not a houseboy, so maybe they did have the sexy times after all. I don't know. It's weird.
Good luck figuring out whatever the fuck they're trying
I'm
to
just
do.
gonna read out what I wrote down. Martha tells him he's not a houseboy, so I guess he wasn't as bad in bed as she said. I'm slowly losing my mind because I don't know what the truth is anymore. And they start talking about truth and illusion, and I don't know what the fuck is happening. I need to see the conclusion now, please.
Yeah, and you've still got, like, what, 10 minutes left? There's still a lot
20.
to go. Yeah, there's still a lot of time
20
left
minutes
on
left.
this. We're not even close to the peak. So the fucked up thing is this movie, the credits are at the beginning of the movie. So when you reach the end of this movie, it's the literal end of the runtime.
Oh, yeah.
And
You
I'm
get
normally
like a-
conditioned to think like, oh, the last 10 minutes, they're going to be credits or whatever. And I'm not, I don't have to figure that into the runtime.
They have
But
the
nope.
end screen. They have the end screen for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, but then it just cuts out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yes. Yeah, that's what I mean. These old movies, when they cut out like that, it always fucks with my time perception of how long the movie's going to be.
Yeah.
Because I use every last damn second of that film.
And then you have like this back and forth illusion, and the fourth he throws like the flowers at her. It goes like snap, snap, and then when the husband says something, shut up, and throws one in his face.
Snap went the dragon.
And now we're coming to the last game, because they're playing a new game, but we need everyone here, including the wife. So he basically forces the guy to get the wife.
Mm-hmm. Got to gather up the hostages. They have to see the man play.
Pretty much. And they basically have like almost a wholesome back and forth where Maz says, oh, I don't want to play anymore, I'm tired. And they even like kind of arm in arm. Let me see if I can get it on screen. Yeah, here. They kind of arm in arm. And he's like, oh, I don't want to play a game anymore, I'm tired. Just like, she's done with the game. She doesn't even want to play another round, but
No. You started this, bitch. I'm ending it.
I'm ending it. Possibly for good.
Hell yeah.
Possibly for good. But yeah. Where's this thingy? I lost my note. Right. Kind of arm in arm, but shortly after, George gets like super aggressive, pulls her back on her hair. and telling she can't just stop when she has a full mouth with blood, which is a sick line.
Well,
It's
that's
like, oh, you can't
the
just stop when
idea of
you
going in for the kill and then getting him to bleed and then not finishing him off.
yeah.
Yeah.
She tells him to stop, gets him and asks him what he wants, and George tells her a fair fight, and gets as mad as possible. A fair fight and to get as mad as possible, and that this game is going to be to the death. It's good shit. It's just fucking
Yes,
great.
it is.
Like, you need to see their performance properly, because it's something to behold. It's really good.
So I guess with my argument for the film is you could probably watch this movie and not pay attention to any of the dialogue and still get every single second of what's happening on screen just through body language, through the way that they're delivering the lines, because most of it's lies anyway. You can't trust anything they're saying, but you can almost trust how they're saying it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
reading
that makes
between
sense.
the lines, that stuff you can trust. So if you can pick that shit out, it makes the dialogue superfluous, and you don't even have to pay attention to that shit. You look at everything else, and you'll get the movie. It's very original in that. Maybe I guess maybe not original, but it's unique enough that I don't see it very often, and it's nice to see.
Yeah.
A similar movie would be The Black Coat's Daughter, maybe. The director does not hold your hand through that movie at all.
I see. So yeah, now we're playing the last game. The pair came back, and George tells her to get ready to Martha right after. It's like, time to get ready. The wife is still super drunk and is in this weird state of glee, just still kind of joking around, just kind of hippity hops into the scene with the husband in arm. And George tells them to sit for one last game. And there Martha goes on a monologue how they got a son 16 years ago. It was an easy birth and it was the bestest son ever, and he was so beautiful and so on and wise. And yeah, as we already mentioned, while she's doing that, George has a little book and is reciting something in Latin, which is what you said, the death.
It was like the death rites, yeah.
Death rites.
Yeah.
And he's like doing it over and over
Catholic shit.
again. Doing it over and over again, and she also keeps interrupting her. It's like, oh yeah, it was an easy birth by like a relative one, like all things considered. But yeah, for example, when she says that
Considering that the truth is that the kid's dead and didn't
Yeah.
make it through childbirth in the first place. Yeah, it went well.
For example, when she says that the son was wise and had beautiful eyes, he says this is in a relative sense, of course. I think something along those lines. He says there's like a couple of those small ones in there. But yeah, when she's done, go ahead.
His slow realization, the husband, where he's like, I think I understand it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I think I understand it. It's like he's horrified.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that.
It's so funny. And that's a good reaction, too, for doing other shit.
Yeah. I can't find it. I just let it run. I'll find it eventually. But yeah, after she's done with this, George goes on to tell her that their son is dead, telling that they got the telegram, which we know is made up right now because we saw him make it up on the spot. But then muttered, I won't let you do this to him. You can't just kill him. And he says that he died in the afternoon when he crashed his car into a tree with his learner's permit on the seat, which is the same story as earlier when he told about the 15-year-old boy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he goes on.
Is he reusing that story to kill the son, or is that story not real to begin with, and that's his go-to way of killing people off?
Yeah,
that he doesn't want his wife to talk about anymore.
Exactly, it's super interesting.
It's so complex, and like it's dripping with threads that you can pull and try and understand, but you'll never understand because it's wrapped up in 35 years of context between these two people. I fully believe that both of these couples have been together for however long they say that they are in the movie. They feel like it. It feels like a
Yeah.
newlywed, and it feels like a bitter, old, toxic couple that really should get divorced but can't because they
Yeah.
have whatever. But fuck, they love each other. Whatever.
I can't find the scene where the guy goes away. For some reason, I didn't put a timestamp down for that, which is weird because it's a pretty important one. No, this is already too far. Where the fuck is it? That's the monologue. That's
2 hours, 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I'm okay. So we're not even there yet. Okay, that's probably at.
That's I think that's when. I might be wrong.
No, you might be right. And yeah, George just persists and says this. Oh, I have to leave around noon for identification and stuff like that tomorrow. So he's like giving the last shots. Like Martha even spits in his face. It's like, oh, you can't do this, and I don't believe you. I want to see the telegram. And then he says he ate it, and the wife agrees.
I ate it.
Saying
I know. That's so great.
Yeah, saying she saw him eat it. Like a good boy? Like a good boy. It's like, God damn, son. Oh, I think I found the thing. Yeah, let me actually play this where you realize what's going on.
I have killed him.
No.
Yes. God, I think I understand.
Oh my god, I think I understand this.
I think I understand.
And then I think he says, oh, good for you, Buster.
Oh my God, I think I understand this.
You know right. You know right.
That angle from below shooting up onto him as he's almost horrified, or like he's the one now viewing the situation like a scientist viewing an experiment, that kind of feel. That's poignant. Like it's the perfect thing to drive home the point of these people are definitely below me, or at least so I think.
Yeah.
And they are fucking weird, and they should be marveled and looked at like they're some experiment. It's like he's a biology guy.
Yeah, he is.
It's like watching him through a fucking microscope. Oh my god! Okay.
Good shit. But yeah, and then we could just get silence. And we just get
there's a lot of silence at the end. There's a lot of hanging on them, just
we just get
them
this
being
shot there at
together,
the end.
comforting each other. Because at this point, you know that they love each other, but they are so bad for each other.
Yeah.
It's such an intense love, and they have such intense emotions for each other. It's heartbreaking that they're never going to be happy.
Yep.
Ever. Until one of them kills the other.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel this is the end of a battle, but not the end of the war. Kind of.
Yeah.
And yeah, then George basically tells them to go home. And yeah, they
it's
leave.
bright out now. They went all through the night.
All night, yeah. It's like, I think it's time for nighty bedtime. It's like, yeah, it's time for bed. And they just kind of hang out at the window for a little bit. And I think that's it. Yeah, things get a little bit of embrace going on.
Yeah. A little bit of ambiance at the end, but that's about it.
And then we get the end. It's good shit.
I fucking love this movie.
It's
I highly recommend it to anyone. I try and show it to everyone that I can who I think would enjoy it, specifically couples who I think are toxic so that they get the point.
Mm-hmm.
It never works. They think it's hilarious. So I maybe I need to stop doing that. Who knows? It's a good ass movie.
It is. The Flores de la Muertas is a callback to streetcar named Desiree. I don't know what that means.
Gesundheit.
But yeah, I think we already talked about what we think, what is happening. I think because you started off with that, because I had that in my
Right.
notes at the end, but it doesn't really matter where we put it.
And is there anything else that you wanted to bring up, or I think I pretty much nailed everything that I wanted to talk about. Just the
I
little
think
points, the bits of chaos. I wish I had specific examples of camera movements and shots that I was talking about, where I could point out specifically what I was talking about, because I think it was lost in the delay. But that's fine. There's just a lot of really great camera work that it makes you feel exactly the way you should if you pay attention to what they're trying to do. And I wish that there was more of that in today, and not just flat shots and Wes Anderson shit.
Yeah, go out of your way to watch this one. It's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
I very much enjoyed that. That was a very good suggestion, Marcus. I'm glad
You're welcome.
I'm glad you made me watch that. That's good stuff.
I'm very glad that I was on the episode that will probably be the least viewed one. It's very exciting to get down on the ground floor. Your stonks are mooning.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we started way later than I normally start. And I think also Fringy is doing his stream at the same time. So we picked the worst possible day. So
that's fine. It'll be up on YouTube. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
good
fine,
stuff. This is a lot of fun. I really like this. We if I may be so bold, if you do ever decide to do Mandy or Pig,
I will
please
keep you in mind.
let me know.
I will let you know. Yeah,
they are. Nicolas Cage is a god among men, and everyone needs to know of it.
But yeah, yeah, we did it. It was good stuff. It was fun. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I think the layout worked very well. This was like the first time I've been using that, so that's really cool.
It's very smooth.
I hope everyone...
The only thing I would say is maybe like, or never mind. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The opacity. I would try and change the opacity so you could see it a little bit better through
I
logo,
thought I have to fuck around with that a little bit. It could be... The thing is, I haven't tested it with black and white, because I tested it with color, and it looked better.
Oh, okay.
So there might be a difference. Because black and white and the whole Metal's Forge background is kind of grayish, so I think that kind of bit each other.
It's okay. I think it still worked. It's good.
Yeah, definitely. But I expected that to be a thing. But yeah, we got the overlay. We got this all looking nice and clean. We also, after drinking, I've noticed that your new awesome Metal's Forge logo thing reminds me of the game Spelunky for some reason. I can see that. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I got this going. I'll be getting more stuff for the archive channel as well, so I have some nice thumbnails there just to make it look a bit neater. Looking forward to that in the future. It's going to be nice. Also, something I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I was finally able to monetize this channel, so super chats are available.
Hey,
so
how much am I getting paid?
Exposure.
Well, hang on. Are you saying that I just sat here for 2 hours and did this shit for free?
Yes.
Oh my god. Dennis! Why did you get me to do this gig? That's it. Sorry, bad joke.
No, it's fine. I thought
Janice is my agent. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
But yeah. Anyway, James thanks for the 5 buckaroonies. I didn't even notice. It's fine. It's not super important. But yeah. Anyway, I guess Porcus just fucking left. Hey, Metal King J.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I just mentioned it and I was like, oh shit, you had super chats. Here's $5 and $2. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Hi, Metal. Kick J. I will kick J when I get the opportunity. But yes, this has been fun. I do need to figure out which one I do for this weekend. Because I have to do 2, because I kind of moved this one around to go into this week as well, and now I have to pay for it. and have to do 2 Battles Forges, which is fine because
available.
okay, don't get too cocky, okay?
I told you, I'm going to slowly take over your show. I'm your new fucking co-host.
No, God. But yeah, I'll figure something out. I'll probably do something fun and that I like.
Oh,
or
I
something.
see. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Mandy on my own. We'll see.
What?
But no, I have like this whole. You need to be more like DSP and Back from Moneyheimers. You get all the Gorman dollars. I can see we didn't reach the goal of $10,000 today. So
we're not streaming for another 10 minutes?
I'll be back in a little bit. But yeah, other than that, just more Elden Ring streams on the Twitch. You find all the links downstairs. I mean, I would link something for Porcus, but he's not
Go to
doing
my
any
Twitter.
YouTube.
At Porcus Malice.
I can throw that in there. Go follow his Twitter. He writes stuff there rarely. I don't know.
Sometimes I've got projects in the works. I'll talk to you off stream about them. But follow my Twitter to find out more when it happens. Okay.
All right then. Well, there you go.
Right.
Getting the exclusives
Inside
right
track.
here on Metal's Forge. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. This has been fun, and yeah, I'll see you all later this week or sometime on the stream. Okay, bye.